Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 90, I believe. Yeah, 90. 10 more, boys.
Yeah, we're almost at 100.
Joining me today, we have Steven Sims.
I'm an island boy.
I knew this would come up at some point through this podcast. Also joining us, Daniel Navaroli. Oh, he's gone. Now that he's gone, we just talk about the Island Boys. How much do you think we got to pay to get these guys on the show?
Nothing.
They need into video games.
They need all that publicity with that stupid haircut.
Ooh, maybe a little.
Staring
Daniel, welcome back.
at the sun.
I'd also like to welcome back Steven Sims from your exploration in the coal mines. That's more of your job.
Yeah, Jed came back.
Out of the cave.
You came back.
Did he really?
Cave mind.
Yeah, Jed was like, "Oh, I had a bit of a change of heart."
And he saved you.
Yeah, he saved me. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, interesting.
He said something about a premonition. He saw this girl, and she was like making him feel bad and stuff. He just thought, "Fuck it." Yeah, crazy.
Fuck it.
Crazy. Unfortunately, this old bloke named something Chen was his last name died.
Real unfortunate.
Old bloke.
Yeah,
I'm sure that story will amount to nothing. Guys,
100%.
I would like to continue my energy drinks. I couldn't find another Halo one. It was just the same flavor. Yeah, I gotta go look at different stores, I guess.
Yeah,
I gotta go out and find them. Yeah.
Go to
maybe
other gas
Walmart
stations.
will have the left. But what I did find was Wampa fruit.
Yo,
Crash on it.
Yo.
Yeah, I've had this before.
G Fuel. I've not seen G Fuel cans in the store.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot. This was like the only one. So I don't know if it's just some special thing with that.
So what's the flavor? Hold on, what's the flavor?
It's Wampa fruit flavor.
Is that what it says? I didn't see. I missed it. Oh, it even says it too. That's amazing.
Wampa fruit.
Amazing.
So we're gonna try this.
Let me hear that crack. Oh, it didn't get it good.
Didn't do it. All right,
Not good. Not good.
Going on here?
Is it mangoey?
Is it?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Is it peachy? Mangoey?
It's Wampa fruity, Daniel.
Okay.
That's what it is. I guess.
I've never had a Wampa fruit.
That's what they taste like. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of tastes like ass. Give that one a 5.7 on the scale of energy drinks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, guys. We will now move on to some video game news.
Before you continue with the big news, I just want to say, did you guys see the story about Timothy Chalamet having a YouTube channel? Did you see
where he modeled
this?
Xbox 360 controllers?
Back in the day, he used to model Xbox 3 or mod them with like designs and stuff, and that was like a YouTube channel he did. Isn't that crazy? What a weird.
Is that what it was? I thought like he just did ads previously for Xbox.
No.
He had his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, he would like mod the controllers himself.
Really?
What a weird thing. Yeah. What a
fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Dune?
Not yet.
No.
I plan on watching it with HBO Max.
It was good. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it.
That's my boy Oscar Isaac.
He's Oscar Isaac.
I heard he was the best part of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I think Aquaman was the best part of the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting enough. Sims, you want to say something?
I just want to wish our friend, Mr. Probably Oliver, a very happy birthday. Wearing my T-shirt.
Oh
yeah! Happy birthday, Oliver!
Yay!
How old is Oliver?
I don't know. He's older than me, I think. Old.
Are you calling him an old? Are you calling him an old bloke? Is that what you're doing?
He's an old bloke.
And now we'll move on to some video game news. Guys, where are we starting? We didn't discuss this.
Right here.
Right
here. All right, sure, perfect. 343 has dropped a new Halo campaign overview trailer, giving us our first look at the campaign since last year's showing. Daniel and Roy from Just for Fun Games did a reacts to this, which you can go catch over at youtube.com/nerdicgods, which you're probably already on, unless you're listening to this on audio platforms.
Or in Bahrain.
But yeah, you can go and in Bahrain. So you can go catch that over there. Daniel, any thoughts since you last saw it?
Yeah, so that was a couple days ago at this point. I think it looked good. They definitely tried to do shots that looked like the shots from the original campaign show off, so they wanted to kind of give more of a comparison. It wasn't like shot for shot made, but it definitely looked visually better. I wasn't, if you guys remember, I wasn't as down on it as everyone else seemed to be at the time. Like, I thought it looked fine, the initial campaign, but we actually got a little bit of information. We saw like the new AI again. It is like a new Halsey AI. She's called like the Weapon or something. I forget the exact name. But you are the only objective. The only thing in terms of story we really know is that Chief is like tasked to go get this weapon, because I think the Banished are trying to get it. So that's really the only like story piece that we know.
And then what, kind of on the side, is his like side objective to figure out what happened to Cortana? Is that like his own personal mission?
I assume that because she's a Halsey AI as well, I assume that there is going to be something in there where she's tied with it as well.
They said that specifically something about Cortana. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that she had something to do with like shutting Cortana down or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she said she was there. She was made to prevent Cortana from doing whatever the fuck she was trying to do. Yeah. I can't even remember the story in Halo 5, so I have no idea. What happened to Cortana at the end of Halo 5?
I honestly don't even remember.
Because I remember you fight her at the end of 4. So wasn't she dead going into 5?
No, you fight the Promethean guy.
At the end of 4? Isn't there one where you like go into some weird hologram world and you fight Cortana? Since it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't think so.
I swear I remember that. I don't know. Halo story gets weird after 3. Yeah, I thought it looked good. It's definitely more polished now. Happy they took the extra year. Definitely character models look better, stuff like that. You can definitely tell it's running on Series X now. I'm a little worried about the whole open world aspect of it. I think we need a deeper look at like what you're going for here. Is it one big open world like Far Cry? Is it like segments or something? Yeah, show some missions, something like that. Is this more like I kind of hope it's like Gears 5, where it's just like little segments and then little side missions here and there. I don't need a Far Cry bases everywhere and shit like that with Halo. I would like just tiny side missions here and there that you don't really have to do. And it's still more of that linear path, but we'll see. We need a little bit of a deeper dive into that.
Yeah, Sims, you're like taking out like leaders too. Like there are like banished.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they have objectives going on in these little side missions and little bases they got. But yeah, I need to see more of that. Sims, I know you're not the biggest Halo guy. What are you feeling with this campaign?
This looks like a game that I think what they've done is like they tried to make the game like accessible for someone that's like not played 1 to 5. So it's just like, oh, this is Halo again. But I do think they're going for that open world. I feel like they're just doing the Far Cry thing. I feel like that's what I see when I look at it. That's what I read. That what they're trying to tell me is like, oh, look at this open world. There seems to be all kinds of bases. Like you pick up these jabronis that are dressed in their pajamas. And, just go and have fun in it. Like I'd say big, maybe separated open sandboxes. I'm excited because it's coming to Game Pass. If it wasn't coming to Game Pass, it'd be something I'm like, oh, I'm not interested in Halo anyway, but I'm excited to play Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I think one thing with the open world thing is, like if it is just one big open world, I don't know, because all they showed is like a foresty area. Like where's the Halo's a lot about scenery too, a lot about snow levels, deserts, stuff like that too. Like where was any of that? That's I don't know, maybe that's just later in the game, ring. But yeah, exactly. And you would think that they would show more. I don't know. We just didn't get. We only saw the one area in this, so it's a little concerning.
Back in the day when they first originally showed it, wasn't he in the desert with like the scarf around him?
No, that was
for 5. Yeah. And the owl pops out of the desert.
The first teaser we had was like it was the warthog, and it was the Halo music, and then it showed the helmet. He was like holding the helmet. That was like the first teaser.
Yeah, and they showed like a bunch of animals too in that. Like a deer running in the back or whatever.
They were just following the warthog, and there were just happened to be like things running around. There's plenty of time though. We're like not even in November yet. This game doesn't come out until early December. They have the what are they calling it?
The Xbox event.
20 years event. Yeah. I know it was revealed a while ago. They have that Xbox event that they could easily show a lot more. I would like to see a whole mission played out. I'm sure that there will be the linear missions as well. I don't think
Me too. I think we need to see just someone get dropped in and someone just playing for a little while, like a good 10-minute gameplay preview.
That's kind of what that trailer was last year. This one was a little more jumpy and they were showing different things. Last year, they dropped them down and they just played.
Yeah, that's at the Xbox event. I'd like them to revisit that and, just show me.
There is a lot of
opening of a mission.
Scenery in this announcement trailer. There isn't a warthog, you're right. There is some deserts, there's some beaches.
Yeah, I mean, there will be other things. We just haven't seen any of it yet.
Gameplay-wise, looks fun, though. That grappling hook looks awesome. I love the jumping out of the Banshee and then catching into the other one. That was badass, yeah.
That was the best shot of
it. You pointed it out during the reacts. It's a little bit more cinematic now. It looks like we're kind of like doing some like going behind the back type things with the camera. You compared it to God of War. Yeah, kind of like that a little bit.
They're doing sweeping around Chief.
Yeah,
that are way more than they ever have done in Halo. They'll do first person Chief shots. They'll do all that kind of stuff. But they are doing, and we actually kind of got, if you kind of think back to like things we've seen of Infinite, they've kind of hinted at that. Like him doing like this type of camera of him doing stuff.
Cinematic type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that like, we're gonna get a lot of those shots, and I think
even the one part where it looked like he jumped out of the whatever the fuck you call the Pelican, and then it was like in a cutscene, and then it looked like it just transitioned into the first person view as he jumped out. Yeah, stuff like that is cool. Be cool too to like have that pilot just like there. Maybe you can call him in, and then he picks you up, and you can have him drop you off on like a different side if it is just one giant open world. Stuff like that sounds kind of fun. And open world Halo is such an interesting idea because Halo's so fun with just like the sandbox elements. It's just fun to mess around with stuff like that in Halo. All the different abilities and equipment they got. Looks like there's upgrades now too, which is interesting.
Well, what those upgrades were like the equipment.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at it, it was
you could see the thrusters from, and I'm assuming that's like just going to be like in Halo 5. He even uses them at one point in the trailer. And it looks like you can upgrade those now.
I think it's the first time we saw that's even back.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll be a pickup in multiplayer. Like if you could just pick that up and then use that
for
all
of that's
a small period of time. Yeah, that sounds cool to me because I know people don't love just always having that. So having that as a pickup would be cool, I think.
Are you guys worried about this game, or did this give you hope?
No, I mean, I think even Halo 5 reviewed well. Like, Halo is just, there's a certain level of quality that is there. I think people really hate on 343, but they still have a level of quality that is better than most developers. So I think this game will be good. Will it be great? Will it bring Halo back? I don't know. It seems
I
like
agree with that. I think they dropped the ball a lot last gen with the Master Chief Collection launch and then the overall package of Halo 5. I think a majority of people didn't like it.
4 was very well received.
Yeah, I think 4 was a good kickoff for them, I think. It wasn't the best Halo by any means, but I think it was a good starting point. And then I think they really dropped the ball last gen, so I hope they can pick it back up here. It made me more excited. Like, I know I'm going to have fun, just from watching that trailer. I know I'm going to have fun. I'm worried from a story standpoint, because me and Daniel are trying to piece it together right now. Like, we don't know what the fuck's going on in this story. Not really. We have very little details what's going on there. And that worries me because we're 6 weeks out now from this game.
Take it, put it over here, ground it more, and just let's start from here now.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of what it seems
from
like.
From a story standpoint, they have not like captivated me. Like, I'm like, interested in what's going on with the story here. I don't really know.
I kind of am with the new AI.
The new AI seems interesting. I wish they leaned more into that relationship between Chief and this pilot guy. I think that there was one trailer they showed a while ago with Chief and the pilot that seemed really interesting to me. Get like a human element in there, some compassion from Chief with him. Stuff like that would be cool, but I don't think we're getting that.
That's where I don't want to
stay on this for too long. A little bit,
yeah,
but
that's where the AI was, because Chief is very militaristic. He's not the human in the, which is very funny to say. He's not the human in the story. It was
how cool would it be to bring in a human element and then make him more human through that? Like that.
Yeah,
you could
exactly.
do some really cool stuff there.
But honestly, that's what they did a good job in 4 to me. Was 4 they made Chief more human, especially when Cortana starts losing it.
Sure, he certainly talked more in 4 than any other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I'm gonna have fun with this game. The multiplayer looks sick. The story is where I worry, which sucks because that has been my favorite parts of the Halo games, at least the original trilogy.
Sims, you have more to say?
Coal Train, baby. Woo.
Woo, Coal Train.
You guys remember that song in the after credits?
100%. Of course I do, man. How good was Gears of War? Gears of War multiplayer was so good. Remember Gears of War 3? And they had that map in the...
favorite.
In the fucking stadium. Oh my god.
Yeah,
that was a good map.
So good.
That one was really fun for Horde mode.
I think that was the beta multiplayer
I played the
map
beta
as well.
Yeah. Fucking... They should remaster that game. Oh, wait. They did.
They don't need to. They
did the first one.
They did the first one.
Yeah, they did all... Yeah.
I would love to, honestly. That sounds very fun. Give me 2 at some point.
Gears of War. Next up.
Definitely. Next up. A rumored Wu-Tang Clan game is in the works over at Xbox. The game is supposedly a third-person action RPG with 4-player co-op. Bum, bum. Love it. I don't know if this is like a joke or something, or like what worries me about this is like I would be hyped if they announced a developer with it. Like imagine like Obsidian's making a Wu-Tang Clan game. Like then I'd be like fucking hyped. This kind of worries me. Maybe this is just gonna be like some little beat 'em up that's like free to play or something. I don't know. That kind of worries me.
Supposed to be like
is this supposed to be a full-fledged game?
Yeah, that's the rumor. So like to what it sounds like, I don't know more, but it sounds like it's this Microsoft working with someone, not necessarily a Microsoft studio. But it will be like
they did not say specifically Microsoft. It didn't even say Xbox, which was kind of weird.
Yeah, well, that's just probably just rumor stuff, but like they are working with Xbox, so like
I need to hear developers. Is what I was saying.
Yeah,
give me a developer, and then I'll get hyped.
I could just imagine being like ODB and just like beating up someone.
There's a Wu-Tang Clan game on PS1, and I saw some gameplay footage of it the other day.
The fighter?
Oh boy, yeah, the fighter, yeah, something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Wu-Tang Clan has a long history with video games.
Yeah, and the rumor also says like they're doing the soundtrack, which is amazing.
Just incredible. I don't know what to think of this. I really want to see it in action. Sims, do you have any thoughts?
I've got no affinity with the Wu-Tang. Like,
really?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Dude, like 11, 12-year-old me was obsessed with Wu-Tang Clan, and it was the oddest thing.
Like,
they're awesome.
They are awesome.
What was their like biggest thing they did?
Are you kidding me? Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Get out of here.
Come on.
Bring the ruckus? Are you kidding me? You call yourself a hip hop fan? You don't even know Wu-Tang? Like you can just leave this call.
I like.
You know what I mean?
Wow. What have I got to stand on? I've got no.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, maybe it's a more American thing. Who knows? But yeah, I need to see gameplay of this to know how seriously we're taking this. It sounds like it's gonna be a beat 'em up. They said focus on melee combat. So
yeah, what did I put in here? It was supposed to be a third-person action game. With co-op, so you probably just can be the members or something. They're probably going to do some sort of kung fu and with like abilities maybe. So
that'd be badass.
That's what because they have the history of like the Shaolin monks and stuff. Like that's kind of like their vibe. So
it says campaign with rich end game and seasonal content as well, which that worries me a little bit.
I don't know what that means.
That comes off as a very we're going to put out like half a
service game.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we hear more about it. I want to know what this game is.
Give me a giant E3 reveal of this, you know?
Yo, bring Method Man out?
Bring him out? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bring Method Man and RZA out?
Have it as the one last thing, Phil, you know?
Oh,
like, dude. Guys, we got one last thing from here. And then you just hear like, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Come out.
I would love it so much.
Great. Okay, cool. Next up. PlayStation held a state of play yesterday, giving us a look at some upcoming titles. Bum, bum, bum. Now, first and foremost, guys, I just want to congratulate PlayStation on putting on yet another excellent state of play. This was fantastic. Pretty much everything you could ever hope for was at this state of play. Sims, how hyped were you?
Honestly, like, but even before it, I was just kind of like, it was just something to look forward to. I don't know, and nothing really. They announced the state of play, and I was like, okay. And then it was like Wednesday came, and I was like, oh, I've got that to watch tonight. And I wasn't even like, not even like listening to podcasts, and they're going, oh, this could be, and I'm just like, no, it won't. It'd be all right. It'd be a few indies. What I expected was Tiny Tina. Probably the biggest thing they did. Obviously, they announced Little Devil Inside, but I think what we did get was okay. Like it just seemed like there was something that were contractually obligated to do. Like they had to promote these games.
I don't want to interrupt, but that's what it seems like almost every state of play has been. Sadly,
that's what Nintendo's are. That's what.
Not really. I feel like Nintendo has found a way to make them interesting. The most interesting state of plays that I think we've gotten are like the more specific game focused ones that they do, which I think we've had like 4 or 5 of them, maybe something like that.
A few ones that went under the radar.
There's some random ones that like you won't even think of.
Yeah, we've had like the Ghost of Tsushima one
and shit like that. Yeah,
we had the Ghost of Tsushima one, we had the Last of Us one, we had the Horizon one, the Ratchet one. I think that's it.
There was a Demon Souls one as well.
That just dropped on a random.
It was
Saturday.
only Demon Souls.
Yeah. No one really spoke about it.
Yeah, no one talked about it.
So those ones I think were fine because they kind of really specific.
I think there was a Destruction All-Stars one as well.
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
But those ones I think it's a better way to do it. These are just like I don't know.
Are we not considering last month's a state of play?
No, that was a PlayStation show.
It was a PlayStation show.
Okay.
Their showcases are good. Like they have been great. But like when they do the state of play, it's just I don't think any of them have been great. Really.
Yeah, I have no recollection of what gets announced at any of these things. Like even like last E3, I couldn't tell you what the fuck got announced where. But yeah, it was a bad state of play. Like I don't know what to tell you. You know, like it was.
It's not something that I'm not angry about it. It's not like you know when Nintendo Direct they announced a Nintendo Direct and you're just like they've got all these bangers. You know, like I go back to Wind Waker. It's like just announce Wind Waker. Like I leave them angry because I'm like, well, you've got so much potential behind you.
That's Nintendo though.
But like with the PlayStation, I'm just like, I know what they were blatantly up front third parties. So my mind immediately goes to what? Tiny Tina, Elden Ring, you know what I mean. But Elden Ring,
FF16.
Yeah. But why not? Like, but
Forspoken.
It was alright. Look, Death's Door's coming to PlayStation. Go and play Death's Door.
Best announcement there. It's coming to PlayStation, Switch. Go play it.
OFK. Like I keep talking about OFK. No one seems to be talking about this OFK game. That seems to be like.
Which one was that?
The band when you were as a band.
Oh, gotcha.
They were like,
that was a weird teaser. That's gonna be like an episodic thing. Apparently.
Yeah, but it was like something that I know that Connor would probably play because he's into these like Life is Strange type drama things.
It did look interesting. To be fair,
it was really interesting.
I just need to see more, but
it was really. I thought it was really good.
I like the idea of like playing a song for every episode or whatever.
Of course, they definitely get like a little EP with it. Yeah, great idea. I didn't leave angry. I just left like, oh, okay. I wasn't
angry. I was laughing.
But it's just like what it is. It's just marketing, isn't it? It's marketing 101. Like if we had a bunch of announcements like we had to do, like you know, we get a couple of big companies which is we'd like you to do these, promote these, put a little logo in the podcast, do a video on it. And then every month they come at you, we need you to promote this, and then or we've got a couple of more and they need promoting. You just chuck them in a big video, don't you? And make a big song and dance over it. You put PlayStation State of Play in something, you could get at least 300,000, 400,000 people watching at one time. 400,000 people watch this advert. These big companies won. OFK great showing, really. Like people watch it. If OFK dropped on a blog, you got to read it and go, I don't know, it doesn't really sell it to you, does it? I was sold on OFK. I was sold on Devil Inside. Like I wasn't sold on the first one. That just wasn't for me. Like
I was sold on trying out whatever that PS Plus game is.
Yeah, the Among Us
thing. Especially since it's just on PS Plus. Yeah, that looked interesting.
Yeah, I forget. It was like First Class something or something like that.
First Class Citizen.
I have
First Class Citizen.
I think
so. It was something like that. First Class something.
It was great. It wasn't great. It was just okay. It was just a job that they had to do. Like whatever.
Average.
Like, but you know, I didn't even go on Twitter last night because I was just like, this is a dangerous place to be. People care too much.
I mean, it's always not a good place to be.
I get angry. I get angry about Wind Waker, but that's just like because my hopes are so high on it. But whatever, it is what it is. Like me and Natalie turned around to me, a bit shit, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a bit shit. Carried on with my life, like. But I was like, thinking about it on the grander stage of things. All them games got 3, 4, 5 minutes each. Please play this game, and most people will be like, yeah, all right.
I don't know. I don't agree with that part, but
they got shown. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they got shown. That's the main thing as well. Like,
I don't know if it was in a great way, but they got shown.
They got shown, and 300 people, millions of people watch these videos. So millions of people watch these trailers, and then what? Let's take 3% out the percentage of then 3 million people, which is a lot of people anyway, are going to download and play these games.
Maybe.
I just think
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just think if you're going to put on something like this with no like big banger or anything that like that's really going to get people excited, either just make it a blog post or better yet, just put this video out. Don't hype it up. Don't even say when it's coming out or whatever. Just put it on YouTube, and then people be like, oh, there's a new State of Play up. And then no one will be expecting anything. Because when you announce it a week beforehand...
Say the day before, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Even that's better than a week before, right? Because then expectations start happening. And then people start spreading rumors and stuff like that. And then people start getting hyped up. And, I saw a lot of people talking about, FF16 or the Resident Evil 4 remake being here. And it was just like, I don't think so, guys. That would have just been at the what are we calling them? The showcase
E3.
From last month.
Or the showcase.
Yeah. And also, I think going into this, you couldn't be expecting too much because we did just have the giant showcase last month of like their slate for the next fucking 2 years. So it's only been like 3 weeks since that or whatever. You couldn't have been expecting anything big to be in here because it would have just been at that showcase.
Also, less than a month and a half now, the Keeleys are happening. Keeley's going to get everything he wants. It doesn't matter. People are going to show things there. So they're not going to wait to do a State of Play. They're going to go be at the Keeleys. They're going to get way more eyes over there. So, just do that.
That as well. But yeah, I didn't want to go over the whole thing. I don't think we need
That's fine. We don't need to.
There were 2 things to talk about.
Any game you guys specifically want to talk about, though?
I've talked about MFK, Death's Door. There's only one thing to say about Death's Door is just go and play Death's Door.
Mm-hmm.
Probably game of the year. Probably game of the year. I guarantee one of the outlets will give you game of the year. Maybe a game.
Yeah, one of the millions of them.
Yeah.
Pretty much every game gets a game of the year from someone.
I think Returnal just got one from a DevCon or something.
There you go.
And then a little Devil Inside, looks
Devil Inside I thought looked very interesting.
It never release date, which is odd.
No release date. Not even a 2022. So
no.
Who knows when that's actually coming out? But I love the art style on that. Looks
late
beautiful.
2022 maybe.
So traveling thing sounds really interesting. I'm in a little Devil Inside.
The art style's cool. You just have looks like little toys. Kinda.
Yeah, definitely.
The survival aspects of it look good.
Yeah,
I definitely need to see more, but
the Freddy game looked decent.
It's looking good.
Freddy game seems to be the new Deathloop. Just gets shown everywhere. So maybe possible. I mean, they gave a release date of the 12th of December or something. 16th of December. I'd shove it in a PS Plus. People can play it that way. That's how Outlast got. It's I know Freddy games don't really need,
boost because kids play those games.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you put it in a PS Plus, more people play it, and it just seems like a good time. It just seems like a childish, creepy Outlast, which is right.
I thought the kart racing game looked okay.
Free to play.
Is it free to play? Okay, look better than fucking Chocobo racing.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I think the Chocobo one appealed to me way more.
You think the Chocobo one was better? Okay,
it's Final Fantasy. It's I think it's just better.
Chocobos.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else you guys got to say on the State of Play?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay, cool.
Nope.
Next up, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp has been delayed to sometime next spring.
Bum, bum, bum. No, we do it.
Dramatic news here, guys. I know we were all looking forward to this.
To be fair, I was looking forward to see how it does. Like, I know there's a big fan base.
Yeah, I know there definitely is. Were any of us gonna pick this up? Seriously?
Maybe. It kind of sucks. I know that. I mean, it was supposed to be in December.
Oh boy.
I forget the exact release date, but it's supposed to be in December. But now they don't even have a date, so that just means they just threw a date on it, which is kind of stupid. Probably shouldn't even have said anything. Should have just announced it and said it's coming soon, and that's it.
They said it's spring, so at least there's just that vague.
Up until May.
When does spring go to? Technically, it's like June 20th, right? So.
Yeah, technically, but yeah. It's up until May or so, I would assume, but they're making it. It's coming out.
Yeah. Plus, I think this will just be one of those ones where, like, if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it. It doesn't really matter if it's coming out around it. So, yeah, good for them. Sims, anything you want to say on it?
No, delay it. Take your time. Or the polite words that you have to say. But yeah, it's just what it is, isn't it?
Bit unfortunate for Nintendo. That was their last big game of the year. But thankfully, Nintendo has something else in the works. Nintendo has announced Pikmin Bloom in partnership with... What is that name, Daniel?
Niantic.
How have you not heard of Niantic?
What does Niantic make?
Pokemon Go.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm with you, Connor. I mean, Pokemon Go's a trash game.
No, it's not. It's one of the biggest Pokemon games, if not the biggest.
I don't care. No, yeah, 100%. It doesn't mean it's good. I mean, there's a lot of big things that are trash. So
it's very cool.
It's a trash game.
Up a whole can of worms. All right, this new mobile app is an app that brings a little joy to your everyday journey on foot.
I like that you put the quote.
That was a quote. I read that quote and I was like, well, at least now we'll tell the kids what it is. That's what it is. Bring you a little joy as you're walking around, kids.
Yeah. So it seems like you're walking and like you're planting Pikmin around, something like that. You're like, there's flowers everywhere and you're planting them in the flowers or something.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess helps you on your walk. Lets you do something while you're on your walk,
Play Pokemon Go!
It's garbage.
Oh my god, you're annoying me.
Niantic has never made a good game. Straight up.
Sometimes I get stoned and go for a walk, and then I see little Pikmin just on my own, so I don't really need this app.
Yeah, I'm already playing it.
Yeah, all the time. So what is this gonna do? Like, just count your fucking steps? Like, what is it? Is this a losing weight?
Steps. I assume that you're probably have a map, and your goal is probably pick as many Pikmin in your city as you can, or something.
Pick as many, and your city is just fucking empty. Someone picked all the Pikmin at some point. You walk. Where are all the Pikmin?
You're bringing the Pikmin back to the world. Something like that.
Sounds very odd. I don't know what this is.
It was an odd trailer. They had Miyamoto come out and he had like a Pikmin shirt. But didn't Miyamoto say Pikmin 4 was done? Didn't he say that years ago? Like Pikmin 4 has been done? I swear he said that.
They're just sitting on that one.
Maybe they had to reboot some aspects of it, but
this is it. This is the reboot.
This better not be Pikmin 4. But where's Pikmin 4? You know what I mean?
This is it. I've never played Pikmin games, so
I haven't either. But like I know it's definitely like a low tier.
They re-released the third one, right, on Switch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know people want Pikmin 4, so I would like to see them get that. Maybe this is to set up Pikmin 4 like revealed soon, which would be nice. I think that'd be great for fans of Pikmin.
Speaking of Pikmin fans, Sims, you're a Pikmin fan, right?
No.
Okay. Well, there goes that one, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, Concerned Ape, the dev behind Stardew Valley, announced their new game, Haunted Chocolator?
A chocolatier.
Chocolatier. Ah.
That is someone who makes chocolate.
Sure. There's a trailer. It looks just like Stardew Valley. What do you guys think? Sims?
Let's go to Sims first. Yeah.
I think it looks very interesting. I was really surprised that they kept the same art style and the same kind of UI. Maybe that's just
it's only... Does he have more people? It's just him, right? It's just
there's more to it now. I think.
Okay, he has.
I think he might have brought a team on for Stardew Valley.
Okay.
But
certainly he hired a team now. He's just swimming.
Oh no, he was doing Stardew for even updates by himself, like for most of that game.
And the last update
what a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, this guy did a lot with what he had.
We rinsed every piece of content. Great game. Oh yeah, I was dead surprised with it. Seemed to be more of like a dungeoneer game now. Like it doesn't seem to be more of a plant this. Obviously, it's not a farming simulator, but I was really surprised that maybe because it's like early like gameplay beta alpha footage, they just like, oh, we'll just slap this UI on dead quick, and then obviously when it closes to launch, they'll show better. I mean, I won't say it's a bad UI. I don't know. It just seems. I want to say lazy, but
it's in development.
Maybe that's just how he wants to keep his games. Like either the next, so some people who play Stardew Valley don't necessarily play video games. They just play Stardew Valley. It's simple enough, and they kind of understand it, and it just passes the time for them. Some people just play Football Manager on the PCs, etc. So yeah, I'm interested. As soon as it drops, I was really excited for Stardew Valley. I remember seeing really early gameplay footage of Stardew Valley and being excited then. There's something about planting stuff that really just gets me going. I don't know why.
Farm Sims, man.
Man, I love it. So I'm excited. I'm really happy that he can move on and make another game, because I'm sure like he's making this Stardew Valley. He can only develop and make and add on to a game for so long without getting like burnout. And then obviously you sit there lying in bed and you're dreaming of the next thing, but you're like, well, if I drop this, then I'm gonna lose money. And so yeah, I'm happy that he can do that. I'm really excited to see what happens. I mean, they just dropped a board game for Stardew Valley as well, so I'm excited. It's interesting. The only thing that really threw me was the UI and the art style. But I keep the art style 100%. Like it's great, but the UI maybe a bit sort it out. Like,
what threw me was the to go into the dungeons, you have to go into like Mario 64 like paintings.
Yeah, man.
Did you catch that?
Should have them.
You're like jumping into Mario 64 paintings, then going into a dungeon. So maybe they're just different. You could see like this is a haunted mansion, this is like a haunted woods, this is a cave or whatever, and you just jump into them. That seems cool.
I remember.
So you think there's going to be like combat in this?
Yeah, there is combat. Yeah, they show
combat
because
there's combat in Stardew.
Yeah, there's combat in Stardew Valley. There's
what do you do when you fight in Stardew Valley?
You
just like hit shit.
Yeah, it's kind of a swipe. That's
sure.
And then
like
you can have better
Minecraft.
weapons. Yeah, but like obviously you've got your stamina bar, your health bar, and then obviously the food is either the food is something that you either cook, fish, or obviously grow, and then it kind of like the first 2 years like it's like I think me and Natalie did like 2 full years of growing. Second 2 years relationships, so we had everyone at 10 hearts, and then the next 2 years we did all the dungeoneering. So we used to get up early in the morning, make sure we got all the good food that we'd obviously harvested from the last 4 years, and then do the dungeon. There's like 100 level dungeon, and then there was another place, and then then they updated it, and then there was another one, and then Natalie literally got robbed on the last dungeon for the last trophy, which was
I remember that,
because it wasn't like the trophy was like, if we'd have played it like before this dungeon, there'd been a new dungeon, because the trophy, it kind of like the trophies didn't have DLC trophies. They kind of just went, oh well, now your progress has to go on to the original trophy for it to get, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Sure.
They added to it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But yeah, phenomenal game, Stardew Valley. Absolutely incredible. We went to a game shop, and we were looking for an RTS, because Natalie's dad, pre-stroke? Yeah, pre-stroke. New after the stroke. Like something in his brain, just like post. Yeah, sorry, yeah. He was like FIFA mad. He still plays FIFA now, but now he's probably got a lot of time on his hands, and like he plays like was it Planet Coaster or something? Just always on Planet Coaster. He must just get his brain working. So I was looking for a better RTS for him, or something along them lines. So I picked up 2 Point Hospital, like Hospital Sim. And this woman was trying to sell me a Stardew Valley. I was like, listen, darling, I got 200 hours. Let me sell you on Stardew Valley.
You don't know who you're talking to, lady.
No, but to be fair, like her knowledge was really good, and I was really blown away by what she, like she was telling me about the Chocolatier game that got announced the day before. And I was like, I'm really impressed with that. Like, sometimes you can go. I walked in once and was like, "You watching E3 tonight?" And it was like, "What's E3?" And I was like, but yeah, bigger shout out to the girl, the lady that works the game. She was nice.
Nice lady.
Yeah, most of the people that work at GameStop, like, they try to tell me things, and I'm like, this was even before this show. I'm like, I already know more than you do, so you don't need to tell me anything.
Huh. Hold up, I host a podcast, lady. All right.
Oh, no, this was before this. Like, I would just like they would try to
do
tell
that
me,
anyway.
like,
That's the first thing you should say. Hi, Daniel, host the Nerdic podcast. Are you subscribed yet? No, what's that? Right. And then
going to the GameStop. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that.
I love going into them. I go into them every time I walk past one. 100%. Love them.
Yeah, but I don't go near my GameStop.
I'm gonna put a Nerdic Gods poster up at my local GameStop.
You should do that. I don't get why you haven't.
Love it. I don't care why I haven't either. Just plaster that place with fucking Nerdic Gods logos. Lovely. Anything else we gotta say on this, Daniel?
I forgot what we're talking about.
No, it looks cool. I'm not into like farm sims and stuff. Like, this seems cool. You're going into the dungeons to collect things to do your chocolatiering.
See, I thought this was gonna be more of a sim thing, but
it is.
Is it still? Okay.
Yeah,
I can live out my fantasy of being fucking Willy Wonka or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever that means in this game. Yeah, definitely. Like, you're not. It's not just a combat game. It just seems like maybe you're using combat to get items to like help you make more chocolate.
You grow your chocolate factory. That sounds fun. And eventually you invite like 5 kids over and just murder them. That sounds cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Oh no! Facebook's got his new name.
What's Facebook's new name?
Is it dead?
Meta. Meta.
Cool. I don't care.
Anyway, obviously I've been trying to follow this next news story, by the way. I've been following the Facebook news over the last hour, and they've decided to drop the Facebook requirement for Oculus Rift.
Yeah, I talk to my brother all the time. Yeah. Shout out to my brother that plays a lot of VR. He hates that.
And then they've announced a Project Cambria, which will be Oculus's new VR headset.
He was talking to me about that as well.
And you won't need a personal Facebook account to use Oculus Quest.
Good.
Which is great, yeah, really good. Do we still call it Facebook, or do we go? Oh, we got Meta. That's weird.
No, it's we could just say we could all just delete it all at the same time.
Wait, so
what is on your phone?
No longer called Facebook?
Stop. On your phone, you've got no Pokemon Go, you've got no Facebook. You're scared. What is wrong with you? Why? Throw your phone away.
Literally, the only thing I use Facebook for is to promote this show.
Throw your phone away. Just throw it in the bin.
That's the only thing. No, Facebook's garbage. What are you talking about?
I'm very confused here. They changed the name of Facebook?
Yeah. Because I think they're trying to get rid of...
It's called Meta now?
Meta, yeah.
I
think they're trying to get... Oh, I like this. I think they're just trying to get away from the toxic name of Facebook, and obviously it's bad reps.
It doesn't change the web,
of course not.
Place.
No, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
The toxic name of it. You're just going to have to change the name again in 10 years.
No, just delete it. Have it go away.
I use Facebook for one thing, and that's to go in the toilet.
That makes sense. It's something.
I mean, they're all the same shit, right?
Facebook video.
What's really the difference between Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? There really isn't.
There isn't.
Age of users.
I guess. I mean, I feel like everyone has
Facebook's age of users is going up and up as time because kids just don't want to use it anymore. Also, it's just a hotbed. It's just a hotbed of that bad opinions, misinformation. Like, Facebook's just garbage.
So
even more so than Twitter, though. It's even more than Twitter, sadly.
Anyway, let's move away from this social media bullshit. Chris, just for the record, Daniel doesn't like Pokemon Go, and I'm very upset about it. And it's kind of ruined the show, actually.
Good.
Next up,
you know how much
we finally got to see what the GTA Trilogy Remastered looks like, and a release date of November 11th of this year.
Yep,
San Andreas will be coming to Game Pass day 1, and GTA 3 will be on PS Now on December 7th. And Vice City will be on Switch, right? Oh,
no, the whole thing is on Switch. The whole thing is on Switch.
No, for free though, you know.
Oh no!
It comes packaged in with that Switch Online.
No, they won't do that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be too good. That'd be too good.
That would be too good, definitely for Nintendo. I'm happy they got this on Switch though. Just running on Switch, like it's.
I talked to my friend because that's the only thing he could play in China. So, is it Switch? It's the only thing he has right now.
What is wrong with you today? You're just dropping bombs. Like, what, your friend in China?
Let's get the Chinese guy out.
Yeah, why have you got a friend in China?
Okay, let's get the guy that lives in China.
He might be listening to this, but he teaches English in China.
Really?
Yeah. So he really only plays on Switch. But I messaged him. We just had like a little back and forth, and I said like, he was excited for it, and I told him like I hope it runs well. Like these games are still very big. Like the Switch could barely run its own first party games right now. So like I hope it runs for him because that's how he wants to play them. But
yeah, that's why I'm surprised they actually even went to the effort to put it on Switch,
especially with how good they look. Like we saw the gameplay. Like these things look awesome.
Yeah,
like they look way better than I thought they would. You know,
me too, definitely. I think I was on the I thought it'd be on the way lower side compared to other remasters, but it looks really good.
They didn't need to do much, to be honest. They would have sold no matter what.
They could have just. This is like the definition of it looks like what you remember it looking like. You know, like how people always talk like, remaster now comes out and it looks like exactly how you remember it looking. This is like the definition of that. This really is going to look like how you remember it looking.
I don't know how they captured that because like they did. They really captured that same vibe.
Yeah, it's not like a whole new art style here either. It's just like literally upgraded versions of what it was.
Yeah, I think they said 60 FPS, which is great. I don't know if it has ray tracing. I don't know if anybody saw that.
It has the DLSS and on the PC. They didn't mention the ray tracing.
So yeah, 60 frames is great. Very excited. Very excited.
I'm
$60. Did we mention that? Go ahead, Sims.
I'm just saying I'm super excited for it. Yeah, Cole, something about this, like you're looking at that, like there's that week. It's like a week of games. It's just it's horrible to look at.
Yeah, it's coming out around Forza.
Yeah, Forza. There's Forza. There's Forza, Football Manager 22, which comes to Games Pass, which is worrying. And this, I'm really excited. And obviously, I want to play San Andreas more than anything. I really want. I'm just scared that I'm gonna like play it and get into it and then lose myself. Like. Oh man,
I am too because I'm worried I start these and then get addicted, and then all these other games coming out and around that November time, I'm just like, fuck it, I just want to play GTA.
Really, there's only one game in November I want to play, I think, which is Forza. Is there another one? Oh, Call of Duty, but that'll take me a night or two. And I'll just play a little bit of the multiplayer, but there's really only those two, so like, there's plenty of time in November for me.
Yeah, it is a good time. Lighter November than normal.
I mean, there's Battlefield, but. I don't want to play that because I forgot about Pokemon, but I've already played Gen 4. Yeah, I have no reason to play Gen 4 again.
Month, like, I want to play Forza, Football Manager. I really want to play Football Manager this year. Like, just trying to.
I'm excited for you to play it. That sounds right up your alley.
Just as soon as it announced on Games Pass, it's like, oh my god! Like, all I have to do is just turn it on, and it's just, oh my god, it's just game over for me. And then it's the Grand Theft Auto, and then we're 100% getting Pokemon, which I'm excited to just sit down and play with Natalie. Like, I'm really excited for it.
Don't burn yourself out before Arceus, you know.
No, I don't think so. I think Arceus is a completely different game.
I mean, it's only like what at that point would be like 2 months away.
I think I'll get all 8 badges, and then I'll probably leave it. I mean, December is just Halo for Steve, so.
Yeah, me too. So I have plenty of time. Yeah, that's right. Just Halo. So maybe some indies sprinkled.
I think I can manage these games. So here's my plan. So we play Forza with a kid before bedtime. Right, then we turn Forza off.
Is that a car?
Yeah. That's my car. It's not very healthy. And then we play a bit of GTA. You got Grove Street for life. All right. Then 19th of November turns up. Right. We play a bit of Pokemon. Then we go to bed. And I put the computer on.
You're finally going to bed now? You're not going to sleep for like a week?
Then I put the computer on. Just to check.
No bathroom breaks? You're not going to eat?
Oh, no. Eating some pussies. And then I play Football Manager until about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Discord's just... Discord's not catching it all. Go!
It's not catching your goal. It sounds like a decent plan, though, Steve.
Thanks.
What about GTA Trilogy? I got to see gameplay. Where's the gameplay? I want to see what the shooting looks like. It's supposed to be
sure.
GTA 5 like, so I'm guessing that just means they're going to zoom in on the back a little bit more, and we'll have a little bit more of an over type thing.
Because it used to be like you'd like lock on or whatever, so just better how it feels to just shoot some stuff. So
yeah,
and then GTA San Andreas, and they made the roll mechanic.
Oh,
remember the
because you can roll. That's right. Yeah, you could roll in 5.
Oh,
which one are you guys going to start with? Because I'm thinking I just start with 3
in order. Yeah,
in
order.
Probably San Andreas.
You've never played them, right? Or you've never beat them?
No. I have not beat them. I have not really played 3. I've played Vice City and San Andreas, but I've never beaten them. Didn't really even play that much of them. Just kind of ran around, just did stuff.
Interesting. Another trilogy where I'd like to get all 3 platinums. That'd be fun.
Ooh, I mean, that'd be a lot of game. You're talking about a lot of game. You might as well just beat them and come back.
No, it sounds like a good time though. I think I'll just take my time with them and then slowly.
Our resident VR compadre, Chris, he just says he's gonna play Resi 4 VR first, which looks incredible. Did anybody check out that? I know I shouldn't be doing this on a podcast, but did anybody watch that video I put in the Discord of John Wick playing Resident Evil VR?
No.
They got the best person to play VR. He was literally just popping one shot, headshot, pot leg shot, boom, boom, turned around, spinning heel kick. It was the greatest 20 minutes of gameplay I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, this guy knew how to work VR. It was great.
It does look very fun in
it
VR.
Really looks really good.
I know that they've done some editing to it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Which is odd. Why would you edit one of the greatest games of all time in any way?
I think there's like sections just missing too that like they didn't put in VR.
I didn't know that. I only knew like voice lines.
Yeah, I think certain parts aren't even there.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
What's that? Sorry.
I think there's like certain sections of Resident Evil 4 that aren't in the VR version, right?
I'm not sure. I never played it.
And they've taken voice lines out as well.
Back to the Grand Theft Auto thing before we move on. Like, obviously these are obviously Daniel's a hater and a non-believer, but the Nvidia leak, like, do we think we'll see the two?
No, none of us believed it.
Well, yeah, but like it's starting to become a reality, isn't it? So, like, do you think we'll get the double pack of Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories remastered? What's it called? I forgot what they call it now. What's the GTA
Definitive Edition?
Yeah, do we think we'll get them two definitive editions?
Was that in the video leak?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, really? Interesting.
That's a great question. Like,
that'd be some badass DLC.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because we just rumored this before. Is this the Dundee team that did this?
This is just all it says is the Grove Street team. That's what they call them.
Okay, so because if this is the Dundee team, right after they're done with this, like, what else are they going to do? So they could, I've never played
on
those.
GTA 6.
Those were both PSP games?
Both PSP games. They did get ported to the PS2. I believe
they both got ported to
PS2.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Interesting.
But there was no better feeling than, like, being able to, like, for the first time ever, like, buy a game from the game shop, wait for the bus, but open the disc, and then put it in my PSP and start it on the bus. Oh my god! PSP,
yeah, I know that those aren't as beloved, but I would like to try them.
I love Vice City Stories. I never played
Liberty City Stories. I never finished Vice City Stories, but I finished Liberty City
Stories. The one that they should do is Chinatown Wars, because I've never played that one, and I heard that one's awesome.
Really good, yeah. I've heard that one as well.
Yeah,
I played Chinatown Wars. Chinatown Wars was good.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. I want to play it. The only one that I've played that wasn't like main was the Grand Theft Auto Advance, which was, I think, supposed to be kind of 3.
Yeah, I never
down, like that. Old top down look of GTA, and it was I think it was 3. Style. Yeah, and I just ran around and just messed up the city. That's all I did. But
I really hope we get 4 at some point, like a remaster or something. Just re-release 4. Yeah, give me 4 again. I feel like that game's just getting left out of all this.
Always does.
It does need to be brought to like PS4, PS5 era. It's just lost in it. Like, you can play it on Xbox, can't you? Can you just chuck it in your Xbox and it works? Yeah,
I'm sure you can play it 360.
It's back compat.
It's a shame. It is a shame. It is lost, isn't it? Like, a lot of games are lost on that PlayStation 3.
Not even just lost. I mean, lost in mindset as well, I think. Like, that game's a great
GTA 4 just doesn't get talked about enough.
Oh,
yeah.
Wanna go bowling?
Nico.
Next up,
I love that.
Suda 51's development team, Grasshopper Manufactured, the studio behind the No More Heroes series, has been acquired by NetEase. Yep, NetEase. Kind of surprised Nintendo didn't pick them up. I guess maybe they weren't too happy with the sales of No More Heroes 3, or just how that series and that development team has been working in general. Maybe Nintendo was just like, nah, we're good.
Number one, I think that game just didn't have the budget as well, at least the third one. Also, I agree. Like, I don't know if any of the No More Heroes games have sold probably as much as they should have. I know it's a cult. That's a cult franchise. Like, it has really dedicated fans, but it doesn't sell. I think if it was everywhere, it might sell better. It just being locked to the Wii and then now this one on the Switch, like, people.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo ever really wanted to claim them either. You know, like they never even put Travis Touchdown in Smash or anything like that either, you know, so I don't think Nintendo...
I think Suda's just a great mind that I think if you give him budget and time and let him make what he wants, I think he could do a lot. So, I mean, NetEase is just a weird company. Like, what
else did these guys own?
I mean, they just got Nagoshi from Sega, the
Yakuza guy?
Mm-hmm. They just got Nagoshi. I think that they had picked up somebody else as well. Like, this is it. So there's
maybe they're gearing up for something here.
Yeah, there's Tencent and then there's NetEase. I mean, they're both
was
not
NetEase
great.
Like another Chinese company?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. That's a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, it is. We'll see. We'll see what Grasshopper does again. I mean, they made what? Let It Die. They did the No More Heroes games.
There was that spin-off, No More Heroes. Is that what you were just talking about?
No, Let It Die was that free-to-play like service game. Remember, it was on PlayStation. You remember that?
Yeah, I like vaguely remember what you're talking about.
I never played it.
There was that spin-off No More Heroes game. That wasn't really a spin-off. It was like in between 2 and 3 that came out.
Travis Strikes Again.
There you go.
Or something like that.
Yeah, so they made that.
Yeah.
They can obviously make games like somewhat quickly because they put that out and then put No More Heroes 3 out, 2 years later, maybe not even. So, but we'll see. We'll see what they make next.
Yeah.
Next up, Daniel, you have to tell me why this one is important and on the dock. Blizzard has changed the name of the Overwatch character McCree to Cole Cassidy.
Yeah. So,
Daniel, why is this newsworthy?
I guess it's two. There's a couple of things there. Number one, Jesse McCree was a name of one of the people that was mixed up with the Blizzard stuff. So,
that was the name of a developer?
They named the character after him. That's why this whole thing has been a weird story. Like, I don't think they should have changed it. I don't really care. I don't think it matters that this guy, he was named. Like, he's a game character. Who cares? But yeah, they finally came to a name. They've been talking about renaming McCree for a while. And they kind of did it.
Like that's one of those things no one would know unless you look into it, you know.
That's my point. He's a game character. No one cares. But they made it in game. They changed, like, I guess Jesse McCree was like his name when he was like a outlaw and doing his crime, but then when he wants to get away from his past and change his name. So that's how they do it in story. He is kind of taking a new persona as Cole Cassidy.
Does this like excite you? Does it do anything?
No, like I mean, if they felt like they needed to change it, they did. There you go. I don't know. I don't think they should have. I think it's a waste of development time, to be honest. Work on Overwatch 2. Yes, Sims.
Maybe I'm on the opposite side of things. I think it is important to do it, but maybe like the name could be a trigger for some people. Like, if this guy has caused harassment and pain and you know, real emotional and maybe even physical pain, like this could be a trigger for people. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, I kind of made a good point as well. Like, if you're not following these things and you're
your
Ted,
average kid that plays Overwatch,
you're Ted that's finished school,
no idea,
plays Overwatch. His favorite characters, what's his name? McCree.
Now it's Cassidy.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a trigger. Maybe the people just don't want to say that name. Like, you know, shoutcasters stopped using their name, didn't they?
They were saying Cowboy, I think.
Yeah, so I get what
you're right, Sims. Maybe it could be for someone working there currently at Blizzard. You're right. I didn't consider that.
Of course, like
I mean, 100%. I agree for sure. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just a character's name. Like, how many characters have names with the same name as an abuser? Like, I don't know.
From what Sims is talking about, though, imagine like someone that was hurt by this person at Blizzard is currently working on Overwatch 2 and has to deal with this character, see that name all the fucking time. I actually understand that now, and now I agree with it.
A personal note for myself, like I can't deal with water. Like I'll swim, but like I wouldn't. If anyone, I can only go underwater willingly. Like if someone tried to like mess about and throw me in the water or whatever,
push you in or something,
I'd freak out. That is the biggest fear ever. Like my fear of drowning is up there with like losing my save data. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
where did this come from? Wait, are we talking about our biggest fears all of a sudden?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the triggers, isn't it? Like, it's triggers.
Oh, okay.
Like, it takes you back to that horrible place where, something have happened and stuff like that. So, yeah, I do 100%. I get where we all have a very valid point. I get it. So, it's a sort of subject. And I'm glad that Connor didn't know necessarily what it was about, which is that kind of, like, proves our point. Like, he really knew about it. Connor didn't know about it.
No idea.
I mean, Daniel knows about it. And I have the reasons for the reasons. Hey, check us out. We're a podcast.
I'm more curious why you're so afraid of water now. We're going to have to talk about
this. Well, I'll talk about it later. It's fine. Yeah, okay. I got daddy issues.
I'm afraid of heights, if that makes you feel better.
I think most people are. I think it's a normal fear.
Is that a normal fear?
I think, are you like Abby level fears of heights?
Abby level? Oh, okay. I think that's from Last of Us.
I think that is a normal level because she was.
I'll tell you what. She was on a scaffold. I wouldn't be walking across a fucking crane that's half broken across those two buildings. Yeah. I'd be like, "Fuck no!" With that, I'd rather go down by the fucking zombies. But like, if I try to like ride a roller coaster or something that's really tall, I'll be freaking the fuck out. Don't like that shit. Anyways,
do you like have that fear of heights in video games?
A little bit. I will get it. Like,
I get that fear. I don't want to.
I remember.
It's more when I just jump off of something. I'm like, oh, this is really tall.
Yeah, I think I remember that fear like coming up a little during that part in Last of Us 2 when you were walking across that crane. Honestly,
well, they force it on you as well.
Yeah,
they force that fear on you.
And I went into photo mode right there. You know, I was like, oh, I gotta take a picture.
My safe place.
Anyways, next up, still got more news. A lot
of news this week.
Okay, this one's important though. Supermassive Games has announced their next game in the Dark Picture Anthology series, titled The Dark Picture Anthology: The Devil in Me. This was, of course, a post-credit scene. Oh yeah, season 1 finale. This was a post-credit scene to House of Ashes, which me and Daniel will talk about when we get to what we have been playing. This one looks more like a Saw type thing going on here. Yeah, some serial killer thing.
Don't know what's completely going on.
Yeah, it looks like he was like mutating a monster together or something. I don't know. It looked like he was like taking body parts and putting it together.
That seemed like a puppet,
maybe like a Frankenstein thing.
Yeah, that seemed like a Frankenstein puppet. I don't know exactly what he's doing with that. But then, if you notice at the end of the teaser, he there's a person that hits like the record buttons and stuff. So there's a dude behind it as well. He's not just dead or whatever.
Jigsaw.
Yeah, like there's a person that exists. There wasn't a huge name tied to this one.
No, actor. Normally the actor gets revealed in this. No, there could be in it for sure. Yeah, but maybe it hasn't been cast yet or something like that.
That first girl, I've recognized her from somewhere. I'd have to actually look it up. But
was there a girl in the trailer? I don't even remember that.
Yeah, there was a shot of her like in a doorway. Like I recognized her from somewhere, but I don't know where.
It'll be some obscure actor like you haven't heard of in 10 years.
It's not
Hillary Duff.
Yeah, it's not Ashley Tisdale. It's
Lizzie McGuire and Saw.
Oh yeah. What about Shia? What about Shia
LaBeouf? That'd be cool.
Come on, he'd be cool.
Give me like someone weird like Nicolas Cage or some shit.
Yo, he'd be down too. Let him be the killer. Let him be the killer.
Yeah. He just goes crazy. The bees. Yeah, this trailer's cool. I love how they do this with the post-credit scenes. I forgot it was happening when I beat House of Ashes and then it started, and I was
really, they did it every game.
I know they did it every game, but like during the credits, I just forgot that it was gonna happen, and then it started, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. But yeah, looks cool. Getting more
season 1 finale. Season 1 finale.
Season 1 finale. I wonder what that means exactly.
Well, if you remember, they were supposed to make 8 of these, and they were going to put them out quicker than every year. I think they were supposed to be doing 2 a year.
Yep.
And they were supposed to do 8, and that was like the goal. So hopefully, like House of Ashes seems to be reviewing well, hopefully doing well. I hope that they can make a season 2. Maybe they need bigger budget. Maybe Microsoft or Sony like kind of gets in bed a little bit to give them money, or maybe they make a deal with Epic. I don't know.
I would love one of those guys to pick these guys up.
Yeah, like there's definitely a level of quality that they have, and I think that they just need a little bit more of a push. Hopefully we get season 2.
We'll talk about it much later, but this one was much less buggy than the previous 2 Dark Picture games. From what I noticed, I didn't have that many bugs this time.
I didn't have that many bugs. We'll talk about it more when we play.
Okay, sure. But yeah, I'm excited for this. We'll talk about it. We'll get to it when we get to what we've been playing. But yeah, excited for The Devil.
Yeah, The Devil in Me. What a cool name.
Definitely. Sims, I'm assuming you got nothing to say on this.
Nope.
No. All horror movies are bad, right, Sims?
All horror movies bad. No good horror movies.
There you go. There it is.
What about your opinions?
My opinions are fucking valid and always factual. You, on the other hand, Pokemon Go. I'm
bad game. Bad game.
Oh, bad game.
Infamous leaker Jeff Grubb.
I'm sorry. It's awful. It's awful.
You little bastard. Infamous leaker Jeff Grubb says Warner Bros. Is developing a Smash Bros. Clone called Multiverses. Allegedly, the game contains characters from Cartoon Network and DC universes, and it may be free to play. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, did you see the leaked image as well with like the character selection
screen? The characters on it. Yeah, it had like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, I think.
It had
and then
Jake and Finn. Or Finn and Jake from Adventure Time. It had Rick and Morty. It had Shaggy. It had Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Is that everyone? Oh, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn was there, yeah. Direct competitor here to Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. So.
Goaty.
That'll be interesting. Goaty.
Yeah. Gotti. No, it's Goaty.
Goaty? Oh, greatest of all time?
Yeah.
Here?
No, the game of the year. The Goaty.
Game of the year?
Yeah.
That would be Gotti.
I'd say Goaty.
Goaty? No, Goat has an A in it.
You could say Gotti. It sounds way worse than
say Goaty. Goaty means like greatest of all time. Gotti would be game of the year.
No, that's goat. You have the goat, and then I'd say goat.
Goaty though. What do you? Yeah. Are you spelling E with the I or a Y?
It's GOTY. It's game of the year. No.
Wow, we're really wasting all our time on this, aren't we? Mr.
Goaty.
A bloody brilliant games gentleman I met at EGX, wonderful human being. He says, so Warner Brothers Brawlhalla and FTP crap.
Yeah, so Jeff Grubb also said that it could be free to play, and he said the things that he has seen didn't look great. So we'll
are you guys excited?
Hopefully.
Like, you guys got really excited for Nickelodeon's thing. Obviously,
yeah, it's the Goaty.
But like,
God,
I hate you both. Why did I do this for you guys? Is this something you're excited about? I mean, I got really like hyped.
Gandalf is another character.
I got really hyped for that scene in Space Jam 2 at the end. Have you both seen Space Jam 2?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, LeBron James is supposed to be the first.
There's supposed to be a rumored DLC character. Sorry, I want to see LeBron fight Gandalf, fight Batman.
That's what we
That's
want.
all I want to see. Rick and Morty.
I really enjoyed that. Them the like collaborations, like in Ready Player One, where you see all the you're constantly looking in the background. I don't think I even actually watched that basketball game in Space Jam 2. I was just looking for all the characters in the background. I mean, if it's free and it's playable, then I'll definitely check this thing out because it just sounds exciting. I'll happily kick the shit out of Gandalf with Shaggy. Zoink? You know what I'm saying?
Zoink, he says zoink.
Yeah, he said zoink, Scoob. Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of Scooby-Doo growing up. I did like a pup named Scooby-Doo, though.
Come on. Scooby-Doo's fun. It's great.
I was a Scrappy-Doo, man.
Remember Zombie Island? You ever see that movie? It's a great movie.
Oh, the live action movies?
No. The animated 90s movie. The Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
The James Gunn live action Scooby-Doo movies are great.
Was he the one that did those?
Yeah,
no way. Those, bud. He directed those movies. Are you joking me?
So James Gunn, man.
You just blew my mind.
What a director, you know. He did both of them too, you know.
You blew my mind. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense.
It does. Ensemble piece coming.
Those movies are not good, but they're fun. They're fun.
They're great. Okay, our last news story. Longtime Persona composer. Daniel, what's his name?
Shoji what? Meguro
has left Atlas and is now doing freelance composing.
Mm-hmm. And I guess he also wants to make indie games. So it sounds like he might be freelancing and whatever Persona stuff, but wants to do some indie development.
Which is odd because like he's not a game developer, right?
Yeah, I think he's been doing game development. So I don't know if it sounds like he wants to he's going to freelance like Persona 6.
You think he was just making music one day and then he like saw some guy coding and he was just like, I could do that.
Yeah, maybe. Good
Anyways,
for him.
Persona has great music, so I mean,
hopefully they don't lose him. Yeah.
I bet they never saw that coming. Haha,
that was great.
Get him.
Just leave it there.
I have a week off. I'm refreshed. I got tooth out. I'm full. I'm on board.
Man, that tooth made it better for you, didn't it? Nice.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say on this?
No, not really. Hopefully, he is doing Persona 6. Like that music and vibe does a lot for that game. I feel like if that music was slightly worse, that game would not be received as well.
Yeah, I agree. We will now move on to what we have been playing. Sims, start with you. You've been gone a whole week.
Well, I've been busy, boy. I am really busy, to be fair. I want to start with Deathloop again. Like, I just want to say, like, Deathloop is a phenomenal video game. Like, I've just been thinking about how good that video game was. Like, how good that video game was. That's all I've got to say on the matter of Deathloop. Like, that game made me want to play it all the time. And it's been a long time since a game made me want to do that. Deathloop, great game. Life is Strange. Finished Life is Strange.
Hey.
Platinum Life is Strange.
Awesome. Did you play Wavelengths?
Slaps.
No, Connor didn't buy it.
Connor didn't play it. Connor, did you play Wavelengths?
I bought it.
Oh, did you? I didn't know if I could download it. I didn't dare
I just don't think he played it yet.
No,
you didn't play it yet, right?
Anything
I haven't played it.
Come on, you got to play Wavelengths.
Oh my god, Dan, there's other games.
It's It's literally 2.5 hours.
Hey, you know what? Don't come out with DLC 3 weeks after your game comes out.
Where did the New York accent come from then? You're like, hey, man.
Sometimes that East Coast comes out of me, all right?
Just play it. Just one night. Just play it in one night. That's all you got to do.
I will play it before the year's end.
Anyway, so yeah, I played it. Definitely, it was interesting. It was really... So I feel like everyone's like, this is game of the year, this is game of the year, but like, from someone that didn't play number one, I feel like number one was better.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, I think it's definitely up there. I think both of them are very good.
This is definitely like a 25-minute spoilercast that we could do, because there's just so many things that I just want to touch base on. But I played the game.
So, yeah, I want to talk about because last I think we talked, you were like right around episode 3.
I was at the end of episode 3.
Yeah, so let's start with that. Did you? That's my favorite episode of the whole thing.
I think it was the worst episode.
How did you? Wow.
But I just have no LARP like investment. Like I just didn't enjoy it. Like I enjoyed the connection that I made with Ethan. Is it Ethan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed bonding. I enjoyed the fact that like we wanted to take his mind off things. Obviously, Ethan's ridden with this horrible guilt. And the whole town came together. You know, they normally do it anyway, the law, but it was more about him at this time. You know, the final battle was great with all the special effects that was happening. You know, they really brought the Final Fantasy-isms to life, which was great. I don't know, it just seemed a bit unnecessary. Not unnecessary. I just didn't enjoy it. Like, I wanted it to be over. I was just like, ugh, not bothered. It wasn't developing the story as much as, like, you know what I mean? All it was just like a big chunk of episode 3 to, you know, to cheer this kid up, which is fair enough. I think
there's a lot of foreshadowing in. There's a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It was the end of episode 3 that really took me. That really shook. I think it was the end of episode 3. Talk to Charlotte when it was just like her reveal of how she was feeling, which really took me as a parent as well. I was like, how is that?
Great moment.
How is it possible to? I mean, I suppose it is possible, definitely. But her feelings were, you know, rightly so. Like, she felt, you know, it was what, you know, the circumstances of what happened was down to Ethan's, like, being a child, which is, you know, what children do. They don't listen.
No, they're developing.
The decision at the end of that one, though, like, I kind of, like, didn't understand. I did not understand the power, if you want the truth. Like, I felt like she was, to me, she could read minds, and then she could feel what they were feeling, but mostly reading the minds. Like, they should have just said
she couldn't read the minds. She could read their emotions.
It just didn't. I didn't think it, like, come across, like, very well. Like, that's just my personal opinion of, like...
There was a part where I thought they didn't explain it well enough, where, like, I thought, you know, slight spoilers, but I thought when, like, she said, like, oh, we could take this pain away from her, I thought, like, oh, okay, maybe Alex will then absorb that, and then she'll carry all that pain, and I was like, I didn't want that for Alex. So that was, like, a conflict for me that they could have explained more. Just, like, what exactly it would do beforehand, but... I guess that's part of the game too, right? Like, you'll find out what it does if you actually did it. So,
I went and did it. Like, Brilliant Games. He says he still needs to play Life is Strange. The first one was great, and while 2 was interesting, it lacked the type, lacked the focus of that type of title needs. If that makes sense. I've not played 2. I think 2 is the weakest one.
I agree. Yeah. It is the weakest, but me and Connor really like 2.
Yeah, I like 2. I think one of the problems with 2 is that it's each episode is moving to a different location, so you don't really get time with side characters in 2 like you do in this one and the first Life is Strange.
He then says 2 issues with that the road movie format doesn't work as well as a story based in one place.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
I think that there are some highs in 2.
Yeah, I think speaking on that, like 2 gets to because since they are moving locations each episode, you get to tell a different story each episode, so you kind of get some really interesting side stories in different episodes. But yeah, like I said, you just don't get the same connection with the side characters you get in True Colors and the first Life is Strange because you're moving so much.
As going back to 3, like, as a whole, I enjoyed it. I kind of... The episode 3 was a bit of an issue for me. Like, the episode 5 was a bit of an issue as well. Like, I feel like it was great, like, going through the motions of what had happened and what had led to this moment. Or, I don't know, it just seemed a bit... I don't know, I feel like that episode should have been in the 4th episode.
What do you mean?
The whole...
the ending episode?
The 4 pieces of, like, you going from I think as a child, your mum, you know, going from your mum to the I feel like, I don't know, like, it's not my game of the year, but I goddamn enjoyed it. Like, it was just after Deathloop, it was like watching a movie every night, and it was really good. And especially after I got into that rhythm of, like, I did episode 3 and then episode 4 in one night, and then I was like, right, I'll start 5 tomorrow, and, like, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. Like, I just didn't. I don't share the opinions of everybody else. I just think it was great. I don't think it's game of the year. I just think it was a nice palate cleanser.
I mean, that's perfectly valid.
Yeah, I certainly don't think this game would be everyone's game of the year, right? It's just not that type of game where, like, you know, this appeals to everyone. This, I
mean, it's very character driven.
I really want to talk about the ending. I really want to just sit down and have, like, you know, just do a 20-minute video just like dedicated to this game of just talking about like how your decisions affect the ending, because it's like I feel like I did everything right. I helped everybody who wanted help except for the cop because I didn't know where he was.
But some of them were so hard to find.
Cop just comes down to a decision.
In the end of
and I chose the wrong.
Did you catch the girl leaving for the bus?
Yeah,
I did not, Riley. I did not.
See, yeah, I didn't either. You caught that the first playthrough since?
Most of the people did not.
So far off from what was going on during that episode.
Mm-hmm. Most people did not help me when it came to the end.
Yeah, I helped the lady with dementia. I helped Ducky. I had a great moment with Ducky. Amazing moment with Ducky. I really enjoyed that. I feel like I did everything that I should have done in the game. Like, I tried to touch every base. Like, I went through it with the guide for the collectibles. Like, literally just, you know, type the trophy in, went to get the collectible, easy plat. And that, you know, that didn't affect any of the story or anything. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great, I think. But then I went to Kena. Oh, it's Kena. It's Kena, isn't it? It's Kena.
It's Kena, yeah.
Now, this game, like, I had one of the oddest experiences of my life, like, because I just didn't like it at all, but I just kept pushing.
You're stronger than me,
and I still didn't like it. Like, none of it. Just the only thing the game had going for me personally.
You beat it.
Yeah, it wasn't as long as I thought. I just didn't enjoy it. I put it on story mode, so it was piss easy. I died once.
Maybe I should have done that.
The combat wasn't great. I can imagine, like, it being on hard. I'm like, how hard it would. Like, them bosses, like, they were pulling out like 5 or 6 combos, and the way your parry, not the parry. There is a parry. I never used it, but like you dash and like you're dodging, like just poor mechanics of just like. I feel like the enemy were too quick for you to parry, for you to dodge out the way. It was just like they were like doing 360 moves, and then they'll just bust out another one. You remember the Valkyrie Queen, like at the end of God of War, like that kind of like they were just relentless. I just didn't. I liked it, but I didn't. Like, I didn't like it, but I respect the team. Like, I played the game out of respect of like this is their first time, the first proper game. The game looks phenomenal. Their little rock characters, they're cute as fuck.
Yeah, the rots are cute.
Fuck out.
They're cute.
And that,
Furby.
But and then I just kept pushing and pushing. There was like 3 main bits, and I was like, right, this is 1, 2, 3, and I was like, hopefully, because I was asking Daniel, I says, how long have I got left? Because I didn't want there to be that collect 1, 2, and 3, do 1, 2, 3, and then there's a secret area that's going to take another 2.5 hours. I didn't want that, because if you'd have said, you got another if you'd have said, you got another 5 hours, I'd have bailed at that point, because I just couldn't be bothered. But I just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy any. The combat was terrible. The story was not there. That was just boring. Like, I'm so sorry. But like Ember Labs did, like Kena 2 would probably be, you know, with a lot more like polish and like more research into combat mechanics, and it'd be great. Even the platform, it was terrible. The amount of times I just fell off something. But other than that, yeah, it's alright.
But other than everything that's in the game, yeah.
It was phenomenally like beautiful though. Really pretty game. But I can see how there was a glitch for getting the hardcore trophy. That's why most people have the platinum.
Oh, that's cool.
I think they patched it, so it's game over for us.
Yeah, I felt exactly the same as you do with Kena, or Kena, whatever the fuck we're calling it. Yeah. Yeah, I felt most of those things too. You're a stronger person than me. You fought through it and actually beat the game. I did not do that. But then there's Daniel, who really likes it. This is like the most divisive game of this year, I think. Or like a lot of people really like it, and a lot of people don't. It's like between that and Journal, right?
I don't know, especially for us. I mean, like at least Returnal, like you guys haven't even played that, so like for us, it's a game that we all kind of played, and
I did the same thing with Returnal that I did with this, pretty much.
Oh, I didn't even know you even played it.
Would you go back to Returnal now? They've updated it with that suspense mode.
No, I still just
the game is still flawed.
Yeah,
I just fixed the game.
I think I had a lot of fun with the gameplay in Returnal, right?
Yeah, no, you guys remember what I said. The gameplay's great. They just have problems, and the actual game design of the game is flawed.
It's too hardcore of a roguelike for me.
The runs are too long. That's like roguelikes should not have runs that go that long. That's not you're supposed to be doing runs. Like that's a roguelike.
I mean, just nothing carrying over is just what doesn't appeal to me about roguelikes, you know?
Yeah, if you're going to do
having to redo things over and over again, you know, like that sounds awful to me.
Yeah, so. If you're going to have long runs, which this game does, if you're going to have long runs, you need to reward your player. Just knowing how to do something is not a reward enough. And maybe getting some upgrades for your weapons for using them more is also not a reward enough. Like that's just not a reward. So, like the game just is flawed, I think.
I started Far Cry. I'm quite early.
Welcome to the Far Cry Club.
I'm still early on Far Cry. It is more Far Cry, but it's addictive. It's like an addictive thing. And like I think I play the game the same as Connor. Is like as soon as that red marker comes on the map. Yes.
You play the male or female, Danny?
Well, you two played the female, didn't you?
No, yeah.
So I was like, I'll go male because I mean, the Life is Strange. Like, I was going to say this about Life is Strange. I kind of played it. I wanted to get the opposite. You guys have like kind of like touched on what decisions you made. So I was like, well, I kind of understand where you guys have gone. So I went the opposite, but I can't remember what opposite decisions I made.
Me and you talked about you went Steph to Ryan.
Yeah. I went Ryan. Yeah. But yeah, with I played the man. It's probably the best protagonist in a Far Cry game.
So do you? What I was kind of getting at, do you like his voice acting? Because the female Danny is awesome. I think she does a great job.
Yeah,
voice acting.
I enjoy. Okay. I enjoy the cutscenes with him in it. I mean, what the one with the uncle. The uncle who's dying.
With the uncle.
He's dying. Kills an alligator. Badass.
I don't think that guy's your uncle.
No, he's not my uncle. He's someone else's uncle.
Oh, he's someone's uncle.
But he like the first time you meet him, he's wrestling this crocodile or alligator, and he just.
Oh yes. No. You're talking. No. He's talking about the
one with
Montenegro
Chorizo. Where Chorizo is.
Yeah, the Montenegro Daddy Montenegro.
Ah, okay.
Daddy,
so you went to that area first, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I just went straight over.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where I went first too.
Yeah. Did anybody have this like issue where like you had Chorizo, but you didn't want to get him hurt, so you switched back to the alligator? Because I was like, there is no way I'm letting this dog in this war zone.
No, I just I just really like Guapo. You just like you go attack that guy. That's what I did.
Yeah,
I'm like, cool, Chorizo, you're cool, but I'm not using it.
I did Chorizo's little side mission, and then next minute, like he was following me. I was like, no, I'm going to somewhere you do not need to be. It was so
You're gonna
cute.
go blow shit up.
Honestly, I've never had my heart melt for a video game dog, except for Chorizo. Like
he's
dog
so
meat,
cute.
not bothered. Within Boomer, not bothered. But Chorizo.
Oh, Boomer was a cutie. Come on.
Chorizo has wheels for legs.
He does. He's in his eye, his little puppy eyes.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's just Far Cry crack, innit? Like red marker, go take over. A lot of helicopters. Like the game is just like relentless. I've got
to use those mortars, take them out.
I'm on story mode, so I'm just not dying.
Yeah,
but I can imagine how hard this game could be on a normal difficulty because it's like
it feels like at the end of every encounter, there's a helicopter.
Yeah,
almost
like,
always.
Trying to take over the
like Daniel just said. I just saved my fucking backpack mortar thing for that, and I just blow up the helicopter.
But even the backpack mortar thing, like, there's no aiming for it, is there? Or,
well, there
it just locks onto the fucking helicopter for some reason. Yeah.
Well, if you do it in the beginning, so there's an ability you can get for it, and its like last ability for the Supremo is like it can make the charge go faster. So there's the one I did was like getting headshots. I think it was like getting 3 headshots in a row charges it faster because I was just headshot. So I would, if it was like pretty open, launch it first thing. Then kick it off, start headshotting people, get it again. Then when a helicopter comes, shoot the helicopter down.
Interesting. Yeah, like I just feel like it would be really quite difficult if I was on like a normal difficulty because it's just like you do the checkpoint, you probably get seen next when you got a helicopter, and it's obviously I'm not equipped yet for helicopter fights, so I've got this like mini machine gun trying to take down this helicopter for about half an hour. Like it just takes a long time. It's quite. I mean, it doesn't take away from anything, but I just feel like...
Do you not have the Supremo yet?
I have the Supremo, but it takes ages to charge.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, the game's wonderful, like beautiful and wonderful to look at. It runs all right. But yeah, I think I agree with Daniel. Like the cutscenes are a bit, but it's funny in places. It's funny in places. I think there was one scene where this woman was torturing this bloke, and she's like, "You need to tell this bloke this." And then he was like, "Can I?" Because that seems like a little long. Can you write it down? It made me chuckle. Oh dear, comedy's funny, man. Other than that, yeah, like Far Cry's Far Cry, and I'm willing to stick with it. I really having a good time with it actually. Really pretty. Despacito. That guy.
Despacito.
I'm gonna just call it.
Ended up completely dropping Far Cry.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to talk about that for a second? Yeah,
I'm just done. Like it's you don't
even want to just push story.
No, like the story has never hooked me during my game.
Nothing about it.
What about Libertad?
No, not really. Huh?
Libertad.
Oh, I don't care.
You just have. Do you have no? So I just want to, I guess, take a.
I like Dani. I think she is the best protagonist. I really like how much they use her, and I think that she definitely talks more than other Far Cry protagonists. But other than that, there's nothing really catching me with the story here. I feel like Giancarlo Esposito is extremely underused. I feel like I would go days without seeing a cutscene with him in it. So, and part of that's my fault with the way I play things. I like to just go around and do all the side things that I can. But, I feel like he's probably in 30 minutes of this game overall.
He's a lot more at the end.
Sure, but like,
I want to do ask you a little aside. Do you have any connection to like South American culture, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, that might have a lot to do with like just kind of losing interest because I do have a big connection
the way
to that.
Games are. Like I don't think if I like the gameplay in Far Cry, don't get me wrong, but like if the gameplay was better and had me hooked more, then I'd probably push through it and play it more. If the story had me hooked more, I'd push through it more.
Having fun.
But I'm just good. Like I've just had my fill. Like I had a good time.
I think you should have just not done so much. I think you should just push the story missions.
Yeah, maybe. But like I said, the story wasn't compelling me to push forward with the story missions anyway. So I mean,
I think it gets there. I think it gets there at the end, but
sure.
I think the end's good.
I feel like we all played. I think me and Connor played very quite similarly, but I think you kind of just go. You want to do the story. You want to just mainline it and just get you fill and have.
I do some side things, but I want to. I experience games, at my pace. So. Especially in an open world like this, like you could do it whatever you want to do. So it's like I just do it at my pace. If I want to do an outpost or whatever, or one of the stop, whatever they call them, the ones, the checkpoints. If I have to do a checkpoint, I'll do it. But I would recommend just doing the story.
I just think there's too much of the same thing. It's like a big bowl of like oats, and it's all the same. And you eat all the oats, and then by the end of it, you're just like, I don't want to eat these oats anymore because I know what they taste like. I don't think that's where Connor is. Like, I can imagine what I'm doing right now. I'm going to be doing it in 30 hours' time in the next 3 hours.
If you do that much, yeah.
And I think I talked about this maybe last week too, but like they don't differentiate enough between main missions and side missions. They all just feel like I'm just taking out a group of enemies, and then I'm doing the same thing in a main mission, and when I'm just like constantly doing the same thing over and over again. The only thing that differentiates anything is the environmental puzzle ones, which I forget the name now.
The treasure treasure missions or something.
Yeah, the treasure
hunts.
I really like those. Yeah, it's like I'll go through and do all of those still, but the other ones I'm just getting sick of it. I think it's too long. I think Far Cry 3 was a better length. That one was way shorter than these ones. It's just too much. It's too big. It's.
I mean, that's Ubisoft.
To that Assassin's Creed.
That's the Ubisoft issue. Is bigger, bigger, more.
On the Ubisoft issues, like Zenbloke in the chat, how would we fix the Ubisoft issue? Like, how would we do that?
Number one, I think that I would start with is do not change what Far Cry is. Like, I am fine with the Far Cry formula. Like, there's some people that want it to change. It doesn't need to change. The Far Cry formula is fine. I think it's just too much of their other games do the same thing. That's the problem. But the Far Cry formula, I think, should be there. Outposts, villain and side characters, all that typical blowing up stuff, stealth, if you want. And I want the perks back. They need to bring the perks back. But the Ubisoft issue is just stop having bloat in your games. That's it.
Trying to get the biggest issue, though, aren't you? Like, it depends where you are as a gamer as well. Like, if you're a gamer that can only afford, I don't know, one game every 2 months, this is a perfect game for you. Like,
if you're a kid in school and you get Far Cry, you know what I mean, and this game's like 60 hours long, you're gonna love that. You know what I mean? Whereas I'd prefer to take 20 hours away from that, and then that'd be my.
Guess, but I think even as a kid, you'd rather have a high quality experience compared to a lower quality things mixed in. Take some things out, but I don't know. Even as a kid, I liked smaller campaigns and stuff. I don't know. I think that they just need to stop shoving more into the game and think about what makes the game better, and then do that.
I agree with Daniel. Keep the Far Cry formula, but polish other things. Like, let's get into stealth more here. A lot of people use stealth in Far Cry a lot, so let's really polish that out, make that a really good mechanic, stuff like that. NPCs, we talked about how bad they are in this game. Fix that. Stuff like that could be fixed. I don't think
one thing they need to bring back
formula here.
They need to bring guns for hire back. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. They just have kind of the amigo pets now, and they're just things to follow you. In 5, they had guns for hire, which had all these different people that you could follow. There was always 2 of them with you. It just made you were able to do more as a character in 5. You could take on more instead of just having me and Guapo running around. I want guns for hire to be back. That's one thing I miss from missing 6.
I think
more objectives in the bases would help too. Stuff like that. Maybe the bases are all set up a little bit differently. Like we just saw in that Halo overview, it looks like there's a boss in some of the bases or whatever, like a little mini boss. Maybe add something like that into just the
generals
bases. Yeah, generals or maybe got to blow something up in this base.
Some scientists,
the other ones, stuff like that. I don't know. Just what were you gonna say, Sims?
I think Daniel's right with the Far Cry. I think Far Cry is the original Ubisoft structure. I've been playing Far Cry since 3, and they've all been the same. And 3, 4, and 5, I was fine with. 3, Primal, 5, and 4. Yeah, I was fine with it. But then I went to maybe Assassin's Creed, and I enjoyed the Assassin's Creed because the Assassin's Creed, they do this way of there's history there, and there's in Origins there was pyramids.
It plays a little different.
It was interesting. Yeah, different, but it's still the same Ubisoft formula of checkpoints, clear that area, collect, mainly checkpoints everywhere, maybe a different version of checkpoints. And then I really ran into the issue of Watch Dogs. That was the issue for me of it was the same formula in a different way. Hack something, put these puzzle pieces in a line, and it unlocks it, and then you can unlock a piece of the map. I just think if you made Watch Dogs a single player, open world, but
GTA.
Yeah, make that like that. Keep your Assassin's Creed formula. I think I like the new formula.
It needs to go back to the OG formula.
I don't think so. I like this formula. 30 hours.
I'd love for one of these to just get rid of this open world structure. I think Ubisoft really needs to make something different.
Ghost Recon. You're talking about all the franchises doing. Ghost Recon did the same thing. Wildlands and Breakpoint did the same thing. It's just every franchise. They're let's do the same thing. And that's not to say Ubisoft doesn't like to try things, because they do. It just seems to be recently they've kind of done the same thing.
They just had that one game too. what was it with the cartoon looking one, the Breath of the Wild ripoff?
Yeah, that's another game.
Yeah.
Same
Immortal.
formula.
Immortal.
Yeah, but apparently that is the same formula, right?
Yeah, it is. I played it.
You played it,
fell off it completely. I was like, I just can't be bothered. Like, they were just, don't get me wrong, there was puzzle aspects, and that was different. But it was literally a Breath of the Wild ripoff. But like, every area was a puzzle, and I was just like, I just haven't got fucking time for moving blocks. Making sure, moving blocks and putting blocks on a platform so I can go into that one. And, this is an arrow one. It's just like, this is a poor man's Zelda. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the game was high quality, but Zelda just did it better.
Someone liked it.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah, like they enjoyed it.
I don't think he like was in love with it, but he had a good time.
I couldn't be.
He was playing it.
I was too much Ubisoft, and I mean,
he didn't play Breath of the Wild yet, so I don't know.
Maybe this Far Cry game, like I'm on a roll with Far Cry games and platinum them, so I'm kind of like, I know I shouldn't have to think that out, but I'm like, I'd like to prove a point that I can do this one as well. But I might have the same issue as Connor. I just like, fuck this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
play the story.
It wasn't that I had a bad time or anything. It was just, I'm good.
Too many oats in the bowl. Like, the stupidest of analogies. Like, you eat
just play the story and beat the story. That's all you
that's the plan.
All right, cool. Anything else, Sims?
No. Sorry,
that was a lot of gaming for you.
Oh my,
I've been away
2 weeks.
Yeah, you've been playing games,
smashing some video games. Like,
I'm impressed.
A weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I've been resting and like trying not to. I took it easy, so like, obviously my tooth was an issue. But I'm proud of myself. Like, come to this like 3 games. I mean, Far Cry. I think I'll be talking about it for the next 16 weeks. Are we getting Guardians one day, or where do we stand on Guardians? Like, for me, it's like
buying Guardians tomorrow.
You want to just jump to me?
Go on then.
Have you been playing Guardians, Daniel?
Well, let me talk about what I've been playing.
Okay.
Sorry, I beat Act 3 of Back 4 Blood. Act 4 is like one mission. Me and Sloan tried it with some randos. We couldn't beat it. It was really hard, and those randos weren't good. So we're gonna, at some point, I'll beat Back 4 Blood soon. Hopefully, having a good time. I like it.
I played that. Sorry, the 2 Dead Quick Dead. I played it for like an hour on my PC. Decent. Like that's definitely a game that we all should play together. I think I don't want to play it on my own. I think maybe
you just play with randos. Don't play with bots.
I think maybe we should. When Connor, you definitely get your Xbox, aren't you, Connor?
Yeah.
So I think we should definitely make a time for doing that. I mean, I work at the stream. I mean, we gotta be playing Halo.
Come on.
Well, I mean, November the 15th.
We gotta do it before Halo.
Yeah, definitely. We should, as soon as he gets it, we'll sort out a weekend.
Okay.
And we'll play it. We'll definitely do some like videos or so. I'll do like a stream on it. Just stream it from the Xbox. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
So I want to beat that final mission. It's not that it was even that tough. It was just like my build was not good for that final mission, especially with bad randos. Like I might need to just do a different build just to play that final mission because like I just feel like my build wasn't great for it because there's like a boss you have to do, and my build is I've been playing melee, so I might just need to do a different build for that. We'll talk about. You want to talk about House of Ashes, or do you want me to talk about the other game?
Do your other ones first, and me and you will do like a combined House of Ashes little review thing.
So I have been playing Guardians. I am in chapter 4. I think I'm almost at the end of chapter 4. I don't know how many chapters there are.
Oh, you don't?
I'm not. Yeah, I don't. How many
hours I think you are in.
A couple.
Okay.
I'd say probably an hour for each. Maybe 3 hours.
Okay, so like 3-4 hours.
Like 2. I played like a little bit for one night, and then I played last night.
Cool.
A little bit last night.
Are you liking it?
I like it so far. They definitely don't feel like just generic Guardians, like how the trailer kind of made them seem. I think the voices needed a little time getting used to, specifically the Star-Lord. I still don't know how I feel. Like he's not a bad voice actor, but I still don't know if I'm 100% in on his voice. But the rest of them I like. I think Gamora's been great. I like Rocket. I'm liking it much more than I expected so far. I'm not too far into it.
Cool. Yeah, I hear the story is great in this. Actually, it's one of the highlights.
I'm having a good time with it. Yeah.
So
it's super cinematic. There's a lot of little like camera things they do.
Have How's the gameplay? Because the combat specifically, because that's what I'm most worried about.
So there's a lot of like buttons. I don't know. So I'll try to explain it.
A lot of buttons.
Things you have to hit to be doing things.
Sure.
If that makes any sense.
A lot going on at once.
Yes. Yeah. A lot going on at once. So Star-Lord, you have your two blasters, you're shooting, and then you can use your left bumper, and that pulls up the menu for each of the characters.
Okay.
So you have to to get to a character's ability, you hit the bumper, then you go to Y is Gamora. So I go to Y. Then Gamora. Yes, because it's the different buttons are each of the characters.
That's also a line from.
I know. Y. So that's the different characters, right? So you hit Y. Then she has 4 abilities. You have to unlock them, but then you hit her. Then another 4 thing comes up, and then you hit the button again, whatever one to use the ability. So you see what I mean by it's like a menu and a menu.
Into a menu into another menu after.
Yeah. So sometimes it just feels like
a menu to select which character you want to command to do what, and then a menu for that character.
For their ability. So it's a little weird, but so sometimes
it's compare it to any other game? Like I can't even think of like another game that would use that type of
thing. Way it looks, I would say is like
Mass Effect.
No. The way it looks is more like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I would say.
Okay.
So it has little squares, and the squares have abilities and stuff.
Sure.
But it's not as simple because in that game, it's just like that character just has one ability, and they're doing it. You know, it gets a little into like whatever you want to do. So sometimes it's just quicker to hit Gamora, just do Y, just do her Y ability, just because that's quick. And she has like a big strike, and that's a really powerful hit. And each of the characters is like super specific. You know, like she does the most damage.
There's at no point where you're like actually playing as anyone other than Star-Lord, right?
No, you're telling them what to do with their abilities. They'll be attacking. There's sometimes a Y button will pop up, and that's kind of just you'll be telling a character to do something. So one of them is like there was something on the ground that needed to be like thrown, and I just hit Y on it. It just popped up, and Drax went up and picked it up and threw it. So those type of abilities will pop up. Then there's the huddle system. Is like it's basically like a super meter. If that makes any sense, like a little super meter. When that happens, you go into huddle mode. All the characters come together, and you kind of have to like pick the right choice to like motivate them. And then everybody has like quicker cooldowns, and they deal more damage. So then you just try to wipe the floor. It's fun. It takes a little bit too much time in the middle of a battle to like slow it down, have a little cutscene thing, make a choice, get back into battle. That's a little weird, but I don't do it very much.
How's then just playing as Star-Lord?
He feels good. It feels good to shoot. Like you have his 2 blasters, and it looks cool because he's Star-Lord just has a cool design. His blasters,
Johnny Bravo haircut, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get different costumes. I have the Gamora from Guardians 1 and the Groot from Guardians 1. So that's what they look like right now. I want to find the Guardians 1 Star-Lord. That's going to be my look. So when you're shooting, it heats up. There's no ammo, so it heats up, and then it has like a active reload, like a Gears. But you just hit the trigger again. So it's actually pretty cool. You get an ability that when you hit it, he does like a quick shot after it too. So it does a little extra damage. So if you do get the active reload, you don't even just get like in Gears, you get your whole ammo is more damage, right? That doesn't happen, but it just does like an extra shot.
Sure.
And you have to actually do that to solve some puzzles too. You have to like shoot things and then do the active reload to break through it. And that feels pretty good. It feels pretty good to like active reload, get that extra shot on somebody. Then he has like elements to his gun. I've only found one in the story so far, which is ice. So like some enemies are weak to ice, and you could just like melt their shield and then shoot them. I assume there's more elements. Maybe get like a fire gun or something. I'm not sure. But he feels pretty good. And you can fly. He has an ability where you can fly around with his little jet boots. Yeah. I've only have 2 abilities for him so far. the fly around, and then he has like a keep shooting for a while ability. Yes, Sims.
What's the gameplay to like cutscene conversation ratio like? Because it seems to be a lot more of the conversation talking ratio that we've seen a lot of. Like, is it?
I think there's more. I don't know. It's really cinematic. So some things aren't even like cutscenes, but it's like
I think
I'd
seen
stuff.
Something last night with Andy. Kind of funny. He was playing the scene that we've seen on the trailers, crossing the bridge, and I think he's moving Star-Lord, and then it's kind of you kind of hearing stuff, and it looked phenomenal on whatever he was running it on. I think it must have been a 3090.
He's probably playing PC.
Yeah, he definitely playing 30. Reach for ray tracing DLSS. Oh wait.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm excited to beat it. I like it. This is exactly what I wanted. Avengers, single player, characters, story. That's it. Some combat. Like I kind of wish it'd be cool to kind of switch back and forth. I'd like to be Drax or whatever, but I think it is cool. The idea is very cool of being Star-Lord and telling them what to do because he's like the leader. So it is a very cool idea. I think that they needed to mess around more with the controls. I think having it too many menus deep is just too much. I think if maybe you could have had the select a character on the D-pad and just, you're only selecting Gamora right now, or you're only selecting Rocket right now, and then you just hit the button and it just does something, one ability of theirs. I just think there might have been a better way to do it. Because trying to hit that many buttons to select a move is, I think, too many.
I still can't believe this game's actually like exists and it's out.
It's good.
One of those that
it's reviewed well.
How long ago did we hear about this? It was like
E3.
We're like 2016. No, I just mean like the rumor. Of this being made. I feel like I heard about this in like 2016-ish. That rumor must have came out. It must have got out like right as they started development on this.
Right around Guardians 2, if I remember right.
Yeah, which was 202017. So right then,
it was somewhere around there. And I'm actually
this game actually exists.
I'm actually very excited to see where the story goes because I think I even talked about this last week. Like, it is Eidos Montreal, and they are a very good developer. They just really haven't, I think, connected mainstream. And I hope that this people see they got some talent at Eidos, and let's kind of maybe give them a step up. I hope this does good, so Square gives them more money, more budget, more time.
Cool. Brilliant Games. He asks, does it seem like they've tried to crowbar any games as a service elements? Like, is there
not at all
a community driven kill 1,000 enemies? That's great. Yeah, sweet.
Not at all. It is single player. And I wanted to mention there is you go into the ship and you can see where everybody sleeps and stuff. They'll be around the ship and you can talk to everybody. Have little dialogues. I know people have compared it to Mass Effect. It is very walk around the ship type of thing. It's not as in depth as Mass Effect, but
I will say to bloody brilliant games though, you watch your potty mouth regarding the Avengers game.
The very average game of Avengers.
Yes,
Sims, you can't talk. You gave it your number 10 game of the year last year. All right.
Weird.
Still that one.
Yes.
10. It's the only game this guy talked about for months, and he put it at 10.
200 hours.
It shouldn't even have been in his top 10.
200 hours. No, it should have been in his top 3.
Oh my god.
No games.
Do we want to move on to the House of Ashes then?
Yeah, unless you have any more questions about Guardians. I'm only a few hours in. I have more to say next week.
I'll be playing it next week too, so
cool.
We can have maybe Sims will too then.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we can all talk about it then. All right, cool. Yeah. House of Ashes, Dark Pictures Anthology.
I say that one more time.
House of Ashes. I think I said Ashes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You did not say Ashes.
Listen, man, I will happily get the money and I will happily get a director and we will do House of Ashes. Lads. I need a wee. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Not a Nintendo.
Yeah, hopefully it does burn. All right, good luck, bud. Anyways, House of Ashes. Daniel, you beat it too, right?
Yes, okay. I beat it. I think I beat it Tuesday. I think I beat it on Tuesday. Yeah, because I played D&D on Monday, so I didn't get to beat it on Monday. I think I did a lot on Sunday, and then I was like, I think I mentioned to you when you had beat it. I was like right at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Well, I started it late Friday night, and then I beat it like Sunday afternoon. So that shows how much I liked it, because I couldn't put it down. I was actually really into this. Yeah, this one just really intrigued me right off the bat. I think the setting really got me, and like that whole. Obviously it's just the Descent,
The Descent vibes. 100%.
Yeah, that's what they're ripping off here. That's
the creatures aren't as cool as the Descent creatures, though.
No, they're definitely not, but I did actually really like the creatures. But
they're cool. They're cool. They're just the Descent is just, those are eerie, weird creatures. I love them.
Yeah.
Especially that first Descent movie.
Yeah, very good movie. Anyways, yeah, I think it helped too. I was just really in the mood to play this. I think last year's I wasn't really so in the mood to play it, so I never actually beat.
Yeah, you didn't. Did you even play? I didn't even know you played.
I played like a couple hours of it, and then I just wasn't in the mood at the time. But I was actually really in the mood to play something like this at the time, so it came out at a good time for me. So
yeah, Halloween, spooky.
But yeah, I think the best part of this was the character relationships really got me in this one. I think there's a really interesting love triangle here, and then there's a really interesting character.
Shove it down your throat.
The love triangle is very cheesy horror movie, but it worked for me because it was cheesy horror vibes.
It worked. Like, I like the characters, but they shoved that love triangle constantly at you.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say very interesting. I would just say it is a cheesy horror movie love triangle, and they give it to you nonstop. And I was into it at the time. But then there's another character relationship between I think his name was James, right?
Jason
and Salim, yeah, which is
the best part of the game. Yeah, even though Jason,
the relationship.
Jason, I thought was one of the.
At first, I did not like him at all.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. But yeah, at first I didn't like him at all. So, anyways, the character relationship is like James, or was it Jason? James. I'm going to get this confused this whole time. Jason, he's like a hardcore U.S. soldier.
Yeah, I think they purposely want you to not like him. And they did.
I definitely hate him. He comes across as like a douchebag soldier type. And also, for reference, this game takes place in 2003, so it's it takes place during the
Iraq War.
Yeah, it leans very heavily into that. But then Salim is a Iraqi soldier, and they end up having to work together between these two and like put aside their differences and the whole war. And I think that. And why they're at war with each other anyways, and they really lean into that of them having to work together and put aside the differences, and that really worked for me. That relationship.
Yeah. Honestly, even the stuff with Nick and Salim, I thought was good too, because he's the first character he really meets.
Right.
And I really like their little relationship as well.
Yeah, I think trying to get over this whole war and having to go through this tough scenario that they're in, dealing with these fucking vampires in a cave,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it isn't just like, oh, we're a U.S. soldier and an Iraqi soldier. It's humans. It's survival. Like, we can't. There's no like sides here. It's we're dead or we help each other.
And I thought that was so cool because like a lot of people don't like politics in games, and this gets very political, and I don't know how accurate it is to like history and whatnot.
I mean, they take some liberties, but like
I'm sure they do.
There isn't much that they don't really hint at very many things. It's just like there's like two Marines
to get a U.S. soldier and an Iraqi soldier and have them bring together and have to get through this tough scenario together. I thought that was just really cool, really well done, and I really like those characters. Yeah, and I thought that was the best part of the game for sure.
Mm-hmm. Especially Salim. Salim's my favorite character.
I was also really intrigued by the monsters and their whole background story. I thought this game did a great job of giving you the little collectibles and stuff again. But I was actually very interested in this backstory.
The audio dialogues were the best part.
Yeah, the audio dialogues were great. There's a whole side story in these audio dialogues between some people that were exploring this cave in like the 1950s. And
I think it was even the 40s or something. Like just a bunch of archaeologists that found it.
And you can get like a whole side story through the collectibles in that, and it's actually really interesting. And I didn't find all of them, but I ended up looking up the rest.
I missed one. I missed one.
Yeah, I missed a few of them. So, but there was a lot. So, but yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Character relationships. I got notes here, bud.
Okay, I want to mention. I did not have any bugs, but I did have a lot of like graphical like. This game I could definitely tell was developed like with a lot of work from home stuff, and to be honest, it didn't look as good as Little Hope did. Because if you remember last year, that was the one thing I praised about Little Hope. That game looked amazing. I don't know if this game looks as good as Little Hope. I think that sometimes it looks pretty good.
Amazing.
It looks good, and I think it just needs a little more work, a little more time, to be honest. But Little Hope just looked better to me. I think.
Yeah, obviously, I only played a couple hours of Little Hope, but I know this is more polished than the first one, Man of Medan, whatever the hell it was called.
Man of Medan, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that one was glitchy as hell.
I didn't have any problems with Man of Medan, but I know that some people had issues with it.
Yeah, that game was buggy as hell for me. This one, I had next to no problems on this one.
I had no bugs. It was just more graphical stuff. But my one complaint, and it's been all three of these games, it was not in Until Dawn. I do not like the heartbeat sections.
No,
the worst part of the game.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think it needs to be gone.
That's one thing I think these games could improve on just overall. It feels like all the quick time events are like the same three things. You know, there's like the heartbeat, there's the actual quick time events where you just press the button.
And then the decisions.
Yeah, stuff like that. And that feels like it. I feel like there should be like more things. This is like, I know you'll disagree with this, but like I would love if they took advantage of the DualSense here. And like, you know, Until Dawn had that keep the control.
I didn't like it.
I fucking love that. Yeah, give me all that shit. Just I think when you're gonna do a game like this, you should have as many different things as possible, just to keep people on their toes. You know.
See, honestly, so I guess if you want to get into that part of it, what I would like is the complete opposite. I would like a maybe even just a mode. Give me a mode where it's only decisions. Not even quick time. Like I'm just kind of interacting with the story. That's what I would even like, because I think that this game would work better with like their, what do they say? Play alone, play whatever. That
play
type
alone,
of
don't play alone, whatever.
Yeah, don't play alone. I think that type of setting where you're like getting 5 people and you're picking a character and you're like having we're gonna do like a 4-hour movie night and we're all gonna just play this cool horror movie. That with just decisions, I think would work way better than trying to get somebody that doesn't play games, but then their character has to do the heartbeat thing. That kind of sucks. So I think maybe trying to play more with like what levels of interactivity do you want, and they kind of did it. I don't know what you picked. Like, there's the 3 difficulties. This is the first time they did that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
whatever the middle one was.
Yeah. See, I picked the very first one, and I know for sure I had less button prompts than normal. And I think even a mode that had even less, even none, would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I disagree. I like the quick time events. I
think as a mode.
You know,
as a mode.
I get what you're saying for newcomers and like people that aren't really too into games to be able to play this. You would just want the quick time events, but for me, I'd like it.
No, just decisions. I'm even saying just decisions.
Sure. Yeah. I would like it. I would like the exact opposite. Just give me more of those. You know, give me more stuff to do. Like you
want it to be more of a game.
I don't want to be like shooting and stuff, you know, but like, you know, if you're going to make a game surrounded by quick time events and little things like that, just give me as many as possible just to keep me on my toes. Like I said, yeah.
Another thing that this game does a little bit, not to the extent I want, but better than the other two, was more characters. I don't like that it's just 5. Like I liked Until Dawn because there's like 8 to 10 characters that are great, and you're kind of like all of their character interactions. I just want there to be more characters. In general. So there's definitely more. I still want there to be more characters. That's just a me complaint, I think.
Yeah, you might get a little too complicated then if you add in more.
I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Maybe just like not even characters you play as, just different characters. Like maybe some more soldiers could have been in there or whatever, you know, maybe some more Iraqi soldiers, stuff like that would have been fun.
Yeah, I would like to have played just as more characters. Just bounce back and forth, different scenes, different characters, different perspectives all the time. Instead of like having longer sections with a particular character, just change up the scene.
Sure, yeah. We won't spoil it, but I really like the ending to this game. I thought like it, for a horror story, which typically end very badly, I thought this one actually ended pretty well.
I was very satisfied with the ending. And my biggest complaint with Little Hope is it has a legitimately bad ending. It does not. It's awful. It is a bad ending to. It makes the game worse. Like, I enjoyed that game literally up until the very last bit, and then it soured the entire thing. Man of Medan, I predicted that ending, so I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And then Little Hope was very bad. This game, I think, has a very good ending, and no spoilers. Did you have everyone alive at that last section?
Oh,
interesting, because there is a very crucial scene that explains a lot, that if you don't have this character alive, you will not get it.
Which character?
I don't want to spoil too much. If Ashley Tisdale is not at the end, you will not see something important.
Interesting. Ashley,
so did you have
the end of mine?
Ooh, then we'll talk after the show, because there is a very crucial scene, and maybe you saw it in a different way then, but there's a very crucial thing that they show with her. And if you don't, I had everybody live.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I missed a button prompt on Ashley Tisdale, and that ended up being her demise.
Man.
I gotta say, Ashley Tisdale gets fucking abused in this game.
She has it the worst. She
has it by far the worst. Ashley Tisdale gets her ass beat in every scene in this game. I don't know if like the guys that casted her were just like, we fucking hate Ashley Tisdale. Let's cast her.
I hated The Sweet Life. Yeah,
fuck High School Musical. Yeah. They're just like, let's just abuse her. They also just straight up took the scene from The Descent where she falls in like the river of blood.
Yeah. They were influenced by Descent for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's also in Tomb Raider, which is weird, but yeah. House of Ashes, though, I was very surprised.
Yeah, me too. The best dark picture.
Not game. Like surprised. Definitely the best dark picture game. I think. I don't think it's as good as Until Dawn. I don't know.
No way.
Liking it as much as Until Dawn, but I don't think it's as good. But yeah, shocking that this game came out, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Why? I mean, they haven't stopped putting one out every year.
It's not shocking, but like, I don't know, Man of Medan was so buggy for me that it just kind of put me off this whole series, and like I didn't think the story was that good and that compelling in that one. And then, like I said, I just
was a ghost ship type of movie.
Little Hope last year, and then this year, so I just wasn't expecting too much coming out of this one. But then, it ended up being one of my favorite games of this year.
Oh wow! I mean,
it'll be like in my top 10. I'm not saying like top 5.
It will? Oh, okay. I mean, it's
I was looking at the games I would actually put in my top 10 this year. I only have like 12 games, so it'll be
interesting. There. Okay. I'm very excited for a game of the year this year. Yes, Sims.
Just one question. How long are these games normally?
Depending on like how long you take, or like if you pause often, like I'd say like 4 to 5 hours for every one. That's it.
Yeah, I think I put like 6 hours into it, just looking for collectibles and stuff.
Yeah, depending on if you're looking for collectibles, it'd take a little longer. It's not too bad.
There's 2-player mode in every one in there.
Well, no, it goes up to 5 because there's 5. Technically, there's 5 main characters. So what you do is you like it'll tie a person to a character, and then when the character will pop up, it'll pause the game and say, "Hey, pass the controller." So you only even need one controller too. They should all be in the same room. You just pass it.
Let's say me and Natalie wants to play it together. Can we just play it on the one TV?
Yeah. No, like I said, you just one controller. You tie it to a person, and it'll pause it and say. Then you just give them the controller, and then you just pass it that way.
There is a co-op mode, though, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. It's called like "Don't Play Alone." I think that's what Connor said.
Okay.
All right, cool. We got a game real quick.
Yeah. We're gonna play 20 questions. Let me pull it up.
Yeah. Seems like failed last week.
I know. I listened to it. You were trash.
I have.
To be fair, you smashed it until you got to like Nintendo, and you're like, oh, I don't know Nintendo.
Yeah, he was doing really well. Then he fell apart at the end. I am ready to go whenever you are.
The chat, if you want to get involved, like, feel free.
You take one of the questions, sure.
Tell us the answer, chat.
Please.
They don't know the answer.
Did this game come out before the year 2000?
No.
Is this game published by Ubisoft?
No.
Wow.
That's it. We don't know anymore.
That's the only games we know.
Fuck, I was really hoping it was Far Cry.
2000s Ubisoft.
Does this game come out before the year 2010?
Before, yes.
All right.
2000s game. All right.
Ubisoft. No, just
not Ubisoft.
Not Ubisoft.
This game originally come out on the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation.
No.
Is this game?
What you got?
Is this game a PlayStation? No. So what we're saying then?
Is it a PlayStation?
So we've got PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. No. So then we can go to
360, PS3, Wii.
What year was that? 2008 onwards.
It's more like 2005 onwards.
Is it?
Yeah, 360 came out in like 05, bud. This game originally came out in the 360, PS3, Wii generation.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Is this game a first-person shooter?
I wouldn't classify it as a first-person shooter. There might be shooting in it. I wouldn't classify it as like an FPS game.
Probably in the first-person perspective, though, Sims. Is this a puzzle game?
There might be puzzles in it. I don't think it's a puzzle game, though. Actually, I would say no, because there's probably puzzles in every game. I would say it's not a puzzle game, but there's a lot of puzzles in games. I would say it's not a puzzle game.
What year did Connor? What year did BioShock come out? Late 2007.
August 2007.
Is that a first-person shooter?
Yeah.
Is it though?
He doesn't call that a first-person shooter. He's crazy.
Is a Big Daddy in this game?
No. And now that I can say that, I would not classify. I'd classify it as a more of an arcadey style shooter because it's not a zoom in and FPS shooter. I don't know if I'd say it's like an FPS game.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Is this game a RPG?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think that there are any RPG elements in it. I don't
Connor,
really know.
You need to get the chat up next time.
Who, me?
No, Connor. Maybe on your phone.
Yeah, I don't think that there are. I don't think it's an RPG. No. I don't know for sure because I didn't play the game, but I don't think it's an RPG.
Not an RPG. Do we even know for sure that's first person?
You never asked it. No.
I mean, it's gotta be first person, right?
Not necessarily. I said that.
He said it's got first person aspects in it, so it could be like, like.
No, I said that there's shooting aspects. I didn't say anything about the perspective.
So
is this game in first person?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool.
It's 10.
Okay, wait. It came out before, so we got like a 5-year gap there. 05 it's 2010.
You don't know what console it's on. That shouldn't be helping you.
A lot of them aren't.
Is this game exclusive to the Xbox?
Yes.
Interesting.
So Xbox 360 area, right?
Exclusive. Yeah. Is it a Halo? Exclusive to the 360.
Well, that is a first-person shooter.
First person. The only Halo? What else is exclusive that was first person to 360?
I mean, Thingy said Oblivion. Brilliant game says Oblivion, but
Oblivion came to other
things. It's not an RPG. Is
the game's not an RPG.
Is this game? Is this a Halo game?
No.
Was this game released for full price?
I assume so.
Is this game a multiplayer? I'm just rattling them off here.
I don't think so.
Is this game developed by...
That's a good question.
Is it published by EA?
No.
I hate this game. Don't know why we do it.
Full price. Exclusive.
Has this game got sequels now? If that makes sense. Like, is there sequels after this game? Like,
the series still running?
That's it. That's the question.
I mean, I think that's a hard question to ask.
So basically,
it's like,
nothing's been remastered.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't. There was a sequel. I can't nothing. What I'm trying to say is nothing's ever dead at this point. But this game has had a sequel. I'll just say that. If that answers your question.
Man, you got me stumped here. I'm trying to think.
Brilliant Games. Brilliant Games asks, is it Mirror's Edge? What I've just said is it published by EA, and there was a no on it. So
Mirror's Edge was exclusive to 360.
Yeah, it wasn't exclusive.
Is this game?
The exclusive is throwing me off so badly, and it's not Halo.
Is it published by
Xbox? Had a lot of exclusives in 360 era.
They did, but a lot of them came to like BioShock, for example. That came to other things.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect came to other things. And it can't be, if it's full price, it wouldn't be one of those random arcade games. I would think Monday Night Combat, that was a first person game. That was also a multiplayer. And that was exclusive to 360, but again, that wasn't released full price.
I don't know the exact price of this game, but I would assume it was full price.
Right, so okay, who made Prey? The first Prey.
I mean, it must have been Bethesda, right?
No, I don't think it was.
When did Bethesda pick up that IP?
I don't know. I want to say I want to think it's Prey. I do because it's first person, but it's not really a shooter. Is it though?
Yeah, I mean, that would be on the right lines, but I feel like Prey was also on PlayStation.
No, I don't think it was.
Was it?
I don't think it was. I know it was PC. Is this game?
I mean, we could just ask because that's.
You don't really know much about the actual game. You can ask what you do in the game or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, we know it's not a first-person shooter. We know it's not really a puzzle game, but there might be puzzles.
I said there might be shooting, but I
might be shooting. There might be puzzles, but you wouldn't qualify it as a puzzle game or a shooter.
Yeah,
and we know it's not an RPG.
I said it's not a puzzle game. A lot of games have puzzle elements.
Yeah, sure. I hear you.
How many questions we got left?
You have 4 questions and a guess.
Come on, chat. Sort me out.
Don't rely on them. Use your noggin.
He thinks Prey was EA published. You might be right.
Prey doesn't.
He says the original Prey was
EA. I think I got him.
Talk to me.
I got him.
He got me.
Sims, there was a bad Perfect Dark game released on 360 at some point. Forget what it was called.
But that is a first-person shooter, right?
Ah, yeah, you're right.
Is this game?
Got me.
That's the only one I can think of.
I want to say Crysis, but that's first-person shooter. This first person's doing better than that.
Ask what you do. Start figuring it out. Ask what you do.
Do you play as Joanna Dark or whatever the fuck her name is?
That's her name. You do not play as Joanna Dark.
Oh, okay.
Are you abducted by aliens in this game?
I don't think so. No.
How Prey starts.
Prey starts. Great scene.
That was the best part of that game.
Yeah.
I still want to say that game had something to do with Arcane is why. I think that Bethesda had picked up Arcane. Or something like that. I could be wrong.
Did this game review well?
That's a good question. Let me take a look. Why do you hate me? I'm looking.
You don't like Pokemon Go, and I'm still pissed off about it.
Pokemon Go's a bad game. I'd say this game reviewed well. Yeah. You have one more question and then a guess. No multiplayer. Xbox exclusive. 2000s game. Not EA, not Ubisoft published. Not a FPS
game, Sims.
Half-Life didn't come to the 360.
It did.
Yeah, it did. Not the first one.
Through the orange box.
Still not the first one.
That would also be a shooter.
Portal, though. We've had Portal.
Does he just mean the orange box? That was also on PlayStation, though.
Was it?
I think so.
Eventually.
Exclusive.
You have one more guess. Or one more question.
I thought I had him with the Perfect Dark thing, but no, I just don't know.
It's been remastered. It's had a sequel, but it hasn't had a sequel.
I said it had a sequel, but I wouldn't say the franchise is dead. I mean, nothing's ever dead anymore.
I'm lost. I have no idea.
Just ask more about what you do then. I don't think publisher would help you. It might.
No, because I mean it's 360 exclusive, so like publisher at this point is.
It might help you. I don't know. Figure out what you do then.
With one question.
Yeah.
What do you do, Daniel?
What do I do?
Are you driving vehicles in this game? Is that the main point? Some sort of vehicle?
I don't think that there are any driving vehicles. I could be wrong, but I don't think you drive any vehicles.
All right, so we got to guess now, right?
Yeah, now you have to guess.
Chat, what do you think it is?
Yeah, let's chat, guess.
Chat, you guess.
I think Chris is in there. Ask Chris.
Chris is there. Looks there.
Chris, you have to.
Is it? No. It's not Oblivion. It's not Half-Life.
Not an RPG.
Not an RPG.
360 exclusive.
360 exclusive.
Before before the 10s.
Before the
not Ubisoft, not EA published. Not an FPS. Might have shooting.
It is an FPS.
No, not an FPS.
Just shooter, but it is in first person.
But it might have. Yeah, it's first person. It might have shooting. Not a puzzle game. May have puzzles.
Walking simulators weren't really around then, so it can't be like one of those, you know.
The main character is not Joanna Dark. What else? It reviewed well.
Maybe you don't play as Joanna Dark in that Perfect Dark game.
That's how I got you. That's how I got you.
Maybe that's it. Sims, you want to just guess Prey?
No.
No,
it's definitely
not either.
Because he's
not. Yeah, you don't get abducted by an alien. Yeah, that's a question you get asked.
The fuck is this?
Honestly, I think you have enough information to probably get it, but you need to rack your brain at this point, I think.
Maybe me and Sims just never played this one.
I know I didn't play it. It wasn't something I was playing around at the time. I was stuck on Halo 2, so.
Stuck on Halo 2 at the time, so it must be early 360. Tell me more things.
I would say 2010 is, I guess that's mid 360.
You were playing Halo 2 then?
At the time, yeah, I guess that's a hint. I was all in every day. Halo 2, Pokemon Emerald.
Right, come on, guys. First,
Did you just not have a 360 at the time?
It's getting late.
You want me to tell you? I did. I did. And you could play Halo 2 in the 360.
No, because it's not first-person shooter. It's not.
OG Dead Rising and Crackdown are both third-person games.
It's a first-person game, but you're not shooting. There is shooting.
There might be shooting. I don't really know, but it's not an FPS.
Is it Portal? Fuck it.
Portal's an FPS. No, I'm just kidding. The game was developed by Monolith Productions, published by Sega, Xbox exclusive, released November 22nd, 2005. It was a launch game for the 360.
Wait, stuff was for launch game. Oblivion.
Published by Sega, made by Monolith Productions, which is like Mordor, the Mordor games, and Fear games.
Condemned.
It is Condemned. Criminal Origins. That is the game. I picked a horror game because this will be our Halloween episode. Yeah, Chris, you got it right at the end when I mentioned Monolith. But yeah, this was Monolith. So maybe the Monolith will go back to it at some point. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a dead series because they did make a sequel and like maybe they could come back at some point. But like, I wouldn't say it's a dead franchise.
Good poll, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick a spooky game.
I have like no history with that franchise, so I'm not too upset about that one.
Me neither, but like I thought it'd be cool. I didn't even know it was a 360 completely exclusive until I like looked.
I had no idea about that either. Yeah. Anyways, that was the Nerd Gods Podcast, episode 90. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on audio platforms.
Leave us a comment.
Here's one for you guys. I need you to go to Apple iTunes, leave us 5-star review. That would make a massive difference. Please. Anyone in Bahrain, thank you. All 500 of you. Please.
You're also welcome to come on the show.
I need a 5-star comment. Then we can start ranking in the iTunes. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, leave a comment on YouTube as well. We'll chat with you.
And
that'll be great.
And thank you everybody for in the chat. You've been great. It's been nice to see the chat fill up and have a nice little discussion. Say goodbye to Connor because you're not going to see him for a week because time zones are fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, am I off next week? Not you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't care which way you want to do it, actually.
No, that's fine. You could. I mean, I was on last week, so you.
If the time zones mess up and you can't be on it, it's up to you. It's all on you. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out next week. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.